The following is a production of Hometown and Home Country Radio Sports.
Allis back sets Murphy. Murphy hammers it down. 25-24, Bishop Garrigan. Big swing, but can't put it down. Ball's near the ceiling. Allis setting for Murphy. Murphy attacks and she put it down. Murphy puts it down and it's a 1-point set. Garrigan ripping off 6 points in a row. Float over the net. A diving dig by Emmy Bartolo. Murphy at the net. Murphy puts it down. 24-23, Bishop Garrigan.
Video streaming on the Algona Radio YouTube channel is brought to you by Algona Municipal Utilities, community owned for community benefit. Kemna Auto Center, where it's not just about the car, it's about the care. Iowa State Bank, helping people succeed. PMC Advantage Insurance Services, having the advantage makes all the difference. And Algona Frame and Auto Body, we meet by accident. Now, here's Hometown and Home Country Radio Sports Director, Tyler Lance.
Live from Bishop Garrigan High School, it's top of Iowa West volleyball action here on Home Country Radio KLGZ. As a couple of teams look to get off the schneid tonight, it's the Eagle Grove Eagles against the Bishop Garrigan Golden Bears, as the Golden Bears look for their first win of the season, trying to do it against an Eagle Grove team that comes in at 1-8 overall. So looking for a little early season momentum here tonight inside the Bishop Garrigan High School gymnasium, with a young Golden Bear team trying to improve week by week. Had a rough one last week, losing in 3 sets at Lake Mills, but they've had the weekend to practice, get ready, and get back to top of Iowa West action this week, as it's a big week. Eagle Grove tonight, then Garner Hayfield Ventura on Thursday, and the season just gets busier after that. High school volleyball season always flies by, but Golden Bears back at home tonight for this one before they head out on the road on Thursday. Right now, we'll catch up with Bishop Garrigan head coach Dave Schnurr. We talked with him on Saturday on Breakfast with the Coaches, talking about the latest in Golden Bear volleyball. Here's what Coach Schnurr had to say on that Saturday Coaches program on KLGA.
And Breakfast with the Coaches continues right now on Hometown Radio KLGA, as we're joined by Bishop Garrigan volleyball head coach Dave Schnurr. Coach, first of all, thank you very much for joining on the program this morning.
Yeah, glad to be here. Thank you.
Well, Coach, so far this season, a couple of top of Iowa West matches in the books, one tournament as well, and for the team. So give the listeners an overview of the season so far and some of your takeaways from the first couple of matches for a young Golden Bear team.
Kind of like we talked about a few weeks ago, we've been up and down. We've shown flashes of some pretty good play, and then we've shown flashes of some not very good play. And really, at this point in the season, we just got to hopefully put together a little more of the good play and a little less of the bad play. So that's just kind of how things have gone so far this year.
Coach, when you look at the flashes of good you've seen from the team so far, what are those usually included, and how do you start to get that to develop on a more consistent basis?
You know, we're working on it a lot. Like for us, it kind of seems to be starting and serving and ending with serve receive. If we receive the other team's serve, we play pretty well, and then we'll go through a little rough patch where we're not passing it very well, and we'll mix in an air hitting or something, or a missed serve, and then all of a sudden the other team's making a 7-2 or an 8-2 run, and we're having a hard time recovering from that this early part of the season. But I have a lot of hope that we're going to continue to work hard and practice like we have been. It's just something we've been really trying to concentrate on, not really harp on, but concentrate on to get better. And, when we do that, we play pretty well. So hopefully we can see more flashes of that.
Coach, of course, when you talked a couple of weeks ago, we mentioned the fact that a lot of lineup changes are happening this year, a lot of young players on the team, and one player I kind of wanted to highlight and see how she's doing early so far this year is Alyssa Hoagland, who's been the setter for you guys, of course, and such an important position there to get your offense going and just knowing where the ball needs to be on a given play. So how do you feel Alyssa's development has gone so far this season, and where do you see her going as the year goes on?
I'm happy with her. She's been playing really well. The match last leader and got a little fire under her and a little fire in her belly, which kind of lit the other girls up. And you need that out of your setter. And for her, never setting junior high, never setting in high school. She's got a lot on her plate right now, and I think she's handling it very well. I think the girls are being patient with her, and I just, I think it'll just continue to get better the more experience that she gets.
And, Coach, going to be a busy week this upcoming week as you guys have a couple of top of Iowa West matches on the schedule with Eagle Grove and Garner Hayfield Ventura. So talk to me a bit about what the team has coming up and what would make a successful week for Bishop Garrigan volleyball.
Honestly, we need to, like I said earlier, just put more good moments together and try to get on a few runs ourselves. We know we're struggling. We know that we're a young team, but we decided last week we're throwing away that crutch. That we could use that all year. We could say we're young and experienced all year. There's no reason to do that. That's just a crutch. So we're dropping that crutch. We're getting out of the wheelchair, however you want to say it, and we're going to start battling, and we're going to try to put together some wins. If that means mixing up the lineup a little more, if that means bringing up some of the underclassmen and seeing what they can do, then that's what that means. And I think we'll all be on the same page. We all want to start getting some wins going, so we can be a tough team by the end of the season. That's always our goal. And in 1A, we play a tough schedule. We know we play a tough schedule, and hopefully that prepares us for the postseason. And right now, we just want to start winning a few matches and get a little confidence under our belts. And I think we have a great opportunity this coming up week with 2 matches, one at home, one on the road. So that's kind of the goal, and hopefully that's the plan, and hopefully we're successful at that goal.
All right, Coach, we appreciate your time today and wish you best of luck in this upcoming week.
All right, thanks a lot, Tyler.
That is Bishop Garrigan volleyball coach Dave Schnurr here on Breakfast with the Coaches.
All right, that was Coach Schnurr's thoughts on Saturday on the Breakfast with the Coaches program that can be heard over on Hometown Radio KLGA 9:05 every Saturday morning as we talk with Coach Schnurr and several other coaches around the area. Of course, Coach Wadley, some Garrigan football. You can hear it all on Breakfast with the Coaches, and that was Coach Schnurr's thoughts on the latest with the Bishop Garrigan volleyball program. But right now, we've got a couple minutes to go until match time. I'm Tyler Lance alongside Beanie Bodie here on Home Country tonight. Beanie, senior night here inside the Garrigan Gymnasium, so getting a chance to honor the Bishop Garrigan seniors prior to tonight's match. And, a night for the Garrigan Golden Bears trying to get back on track. They're 0-7 so far this season. We heard Coach Schnurr talk about what a young team it is, but we've heard him say a lot of times they're going to play better volleyball as the season goes on. So hopefully for Coach Schnurr and the Golden Bears, that starts tonight.
Well, of course, you got to improve as the season goes on. Senior night earlier in the season, both for tonight's volleyball game and also for the football team the other night. Whenever they do the senior nights, parent nights, whatever you want to call them, on early in the season, it always gives a feeling like the season is about to be over. But there's a lot of volleyball in front of this team yet this season, and a lot of improvement to be made. Very fun to see the seniors get honored out there. Hannah Marin, Elena Borman, and Molly Peterson, the 3 seniors on this year's team, taking a nice picture down there against the wall. Coach Schnurr snapping the picture. He's got to get in the picture. Tyler, the most important thing in all of the activities they do here at Bishop Garrigan might be the photos. I had students, their glamour shots came out this week, the ones they put on the buttons and everywhere, and there were some students that were not happy with their appearance and they wanted those pictures redone. But did you ever do picture retakes in school?
Oh, man, I was one and done. I have such a photogenic face. You only need to take one picture.
Good for you. One and done. You are what you look like, and that's what happens.
That's right. But if you don't get a good photo, it didn't happen. But should be a lot of good photos tonight. Again, the Bishop Garrigan Golden Bears and the Eagle Grove Eagles. And this is an Eagle Grove team that Bishop Garrigan has had a lot of success against over the years. If you look back to 2007, the Golden Bears have won 24 of their last 25 matches against Eagle Grove. Eagle Grove's only win coming in 2012, and that includes last year. Bishop Garrigan sweeping Eagle Grove in straight sets, 25-12, 25-23, and 25-20. But might not be easy tonight. Kind of a contrast between these two teams. Eagle Grove has a lot of their key players returning from last year. They have more seniors than Bishop Garrigan as you look up and down their roster. Eagle Grove has 8 seniors, so a lot of people played a lot of the volleyball, even though they're off to a 1-8 start. Not going to be easy tonight for the Golden Bears as they try to get their feet under him here coming off of that loss against Lake Mills on Thursday.
Right, Lake Mills, of course, a very, very talented volleyball team year in and year out. Yeah, hard to recover from that loss. But with volleyball, the fun thing about it is that there's so many games, so many sets. If you just start to attack one set at a time, it seems like that always the next set is right around the corner, and each set is another opportunity to win that one.
Well, Bishop Garrigan and Eagle Grove are coming up in just a couple of minutes. We'll take a timeout and bring you first serve tonight on Home Country Radio, KLGZ Algona.
We've got more Sports Club members making this broadcast possible on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
TAFE Wellness Center in Algona and Armstrong, keeping athletes in the game with chiropractic care. Take charge of your health.
Lichter's Garage Door Service and new installations. A reputation you can trust. Call 515-295-5988.
Ed Service Station. Service you can trust.
J&J Custom Meats, continuing the traditions in Whittemore.
Ulrich Construction. Let them do the work.
Sports Club members bringing you this game. Thank you to these sports club members bringing you this game on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
The Wrenchman Truck and Trailer Repair, full-service repair shop in West Bend.
Tango Salon for all your cuts, colors, hair extensions, and massage therapy needs.
Algona Chiropractic Clinic, it's your future. Let's make it healthy together.
Feed Mill Coffee Company, Algona's locally owned coffee shop.
Good Samaritan Society, Algona's senior housing and services rooted in God's love.
Schindler Lawn Care and Landscaping, 515-320-3840.
All bringing you this ball game.
My fellow Iowans, this fall we all have a choice to make. A choice between two options that will determine the direction we take in the future. Our decision is a testament to our commitment to being actively engaged, to making our voices heard, and to standing up for what we believe in. This fall, will you choose Algona football on KLGA or Bishop Garrigan football on KLGZ?
Algona football on KLGA.
Garrigan football on KLGZ.
Algona football on KLGA.
Garrigan football on KLGZ.
High flying offense.
Hard hitting defense.
The aerial attack.
Ground and pound.
The hurry up.
Controlling the clock.
Man coverage.
Zone coverage.
Turf.
Natural grass.
Pizza.
Wings.
I promise to deliver football to the people every Friday night with pregame beginning at 6 o'clock. This week, Algona takes on Esterville Lincoln Central, and it's Bishop Garrigan against North Iowa.
Thank you to these sports club members bringing you this game on Hometown Home Country Radio.
CB Grain Solutions, satisfaction guaranteed.
Dump It, Kasuth County's local and reliable waste service provider for commercial and residential customers.
Albert Electric, flip the switch to Albert Electric.
Billy Offerman, your State Farm agent in Algona. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Greg Penning and Company, certified public accountants where everyone counts.
Daylight Donuts, open early with delicious donuts and great coffee.
All bringing you this game on the radio.
High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio, brought to you by these fine sports club members.
Signworks Inc. For all your signage needs and printed apparel, stop in or call 295-9544.
New Way K&H Co-op, delivering exceptional value through knowledge and innovation.
West Bend Ford, meeting your service, new and used vehicle needs.
Tom Eischen Sales, your store in the country, carrying steel and Toro products and Green Mountain pellet grills.
PMC Advantage Insurance Services, insuring our neighbors for over 80 years.
All sponsors of this game broadcast. Thank you to these sports club members bringing you this game.
Ruhnke Brothers Full Service. Experience the Ruhnke Brothers difference for all your auto service and repair needs.
Nutrient Ag Solutions of Irvington and Laverne for all your crop input needs.
Erpelding Voigt and Company CPAs. They're not just about taxes.
Hy-Vee. Use the Fuel Saver card. Fill your cart, fuel your car.
North Iowa Appliance Center, Highway 18 East in Algona, where they sell the best and service the rest.
Erpelding Excavating Enterprises. Let them take care of your grading, excavating, and drainage needs.
All bringing you this ball game.
Final couple notes of the national anthem. Wrapping up right there as we're set for volleyball action from Bishop Garrigan High School. The Eagle Grove Eagles visiting the Bishop Garrigan Golden Bears in top of Iowa West action. Golden Bears 0-7 so far this season, and they have not won a set yet. They've dropped all 16 sets, but looking to change it tonight against the 1-8 Eagle Grove Eagles, who thus far this year have their only win a week ago against West Hancock, defeating them 3-1. Beanie, your biggest key for a Bishop Garrigan victory tonight is what?
Well, they have to continue to communicate on the volleyball floor. It's the key to every team. They can't let any balls hit the floor. They got to make sure they know where all their teammates are at all the time, and they can't ever take a break. That's the hard thing about volleyball.
Bishop Garrigan in the home white uniforms tonight. The gold Bishop Garrigan on the front of the uniforms and the gold numerals on the front and back outlined in black. Eagle Grove in the road white uniforms. Both teams wearing white tonight. They have the purple Eagles and the purple numerals on the front and back, and the purple gradients down the jersey sleeves as well, the black jersey bottoms. Bishop Garrigan and Eagle Grove getting set to go here tonight from Bishop Garrigan High School. As we said, Golden Bears, they've won 24 of their last 25 matches against Eagle Grove. Eagle Grove's last win against the Golden Bears coming in 2012. The Eagles are coached by Jenna Whipple. Bishop Garrigan coached by Dave Schnurr, who you just heard from in the pregame as we talked to him on Saturday during breakfast with the coaches. as Coach Schnur and the Golden Bears begin a big week this week. A couple top of Iowa West matches, obviously tonight against Eagle Grove, then on the road Thursday against Garner Hagelventura. Right now just about set to go. Referees talking at the scoring table, getting the final couple of notes in here before we get rolling, as the Golden Bears are going to start off serving with Emmy Bartolo, one of the more experienced Golden Bears, the junior, one of their leaders and aces so far this season as well. Bartolo stands a couple of steps towards the far side of the court, just underneath that basketball hoop, hanging down from the ceiling. Awaits the ready to go, and here we go. Bartolo approaches, serves, and we are underway from Bishop Garrigan High School, and there's an ace by Bartolo right off the bat. Went off the hands of the sophomore Holly Anderson, and it's 1-0 Garrigan.
Well, that's a way to start the game. Bartolo, so much experience serving there. Very good server. Boy, we've seen her go on runs before. Maybe she can start the game off with one.
Bartolo again targets Anderson again. She pops it straight up in the air into the front row. Better set this time, but it's going to be a point for Bishop Garrigan, as Eagle Grove will get called for 2 hits on the set. So 2-0 Golden Bears, as Kennedy Thacker called for that one. So Golden Bears get out in front early here. Bartolo walks up and serves. Sends a knuckleball into the back row. Edwards gets the pass up front to Thacker. Thacker sets in the middle. It's punched over the net. Batted around a couple of times. Peterson made initial contact. The Golden Bears overpassed as Eagle Grove hits it back onto the Garrigan side. Here's Eastman from the near side. Can't quite get it over. Ball got caught up in the net. And a point by Eagle Grove as Garrigan will run out of hits.
Well, the game is young. I haven't seen these girls play. I don't go to Saturday tournaments, Tyler. I never make it to the Saturday tournaments, but I see him here in this gym. And that was a good set by Alyssa Hoagland, as she's going to be much better at setting as the season goes on.
Here's Kennedy Thacker serving for Eagle Grove, sends it into the back row to Birdie. Her pass rockets off to the right side, and Hoagland has to go save it. Free ball played over to Eagle Grove by Peterson. Thacker setting it up, middle of the court. There's the big swing by Schild, but she can't put it down as the Golden Bears get the free ball back over with Eastman. Into the middle of Schild again for Eagle Grove. Gets the free ball into the back row to Birdie. Up front to Hoagland. Sets it up near side to Eastman. Eastman with a knuckleball over the net, and she dropped it in. That change up by Graceland Eastman, and it's 3-1 Golden Bears.
Big celebration by the whole Bear team. Eastman goes to the middle blocker position with a smile on her face. She kind of missed that one. She was planning for the big hit, but she kind of got underneath the ball, and that was all it needed. It actually found the floor better that way.
Hoagland delivers a left-handed serve to Addison Jeske. Thacker up front. It's punched over the net by Schild. It bobbles around a couple of times on the Golden Bears side. They won't get it back over. Called for a lift as the score goes 3-2.
I love it when that happens in volleyball. The ball comes off the net, and no one can see where it is, and then they find out it's right behind their shoulder. Try to do what they can.
Teresa Middleton for Eagle Grove, serving left to right. Into the back row, initially touched by Eastman. Overpasses into the net, but a point for Garrigan as Eagle Grove called for a net violation. Schild got too excited that time and tried to flush it over.
Yeah, boy, that was it's so tough to stay out of the net. Schild just had her back shoulder into it. I don't think she even felt the net brushing against her, but it was.
And I'm not sure that ball was going over. Schild, not sure she had to do that, but she did, and it's 4-2 Bishop Garrigan. Strong serve into the back row, but a little bit too strong by Allison Danker. Out of bounds, 4-3 as Garrigan leads Eagle Grove.
Missed it by about a half a foot, but if Danker keeps going for that back line, she has a good, strong, hard serve headed for that back line, hard to handle.
Here is Schild for Eagle Grove. Tied for the team lead of 30 kills right now, serving end over end, center of the back row to Eastman. Gets it up front to Hoagland, right back to Eastman. Eastman takes a swing but doesn't put it down as Eagle Grove miscommunication. They hit the ball out of bounds. Kennedy Thacker had to try to dive in and save that one, but miscommunication makes it 5-3 Garrigan.
That's always a good play in volleyball, just like the give and go in basketball. If you can give it to your setter and then get right back in hitting position, it usually gets good rhythm. The old volleyball give and go.
Yeah, good rhythm, good momentum as well as Eastman serves it up into the back row to Middleton. Off her hands and an ace. Delivered by Eastman. 6-3 as the Golden Bears are doubling up the Eagles.
A good location by Eastman. Middleton did not want to go all the way to that corner. And Eastman, really good accuracy heading for that back left corner from her serving position.
Eastman, couple of steps towards the right side, approaches the baseline and sends a twisting serve to Middleton. Hits it up near the ceiling as the set by Thacker into the middle. Punched over the net by Eagle Grove's Peterson. Golden Bears will settle for the free ball over by Hoagland into the back row to Middleton on the Eagle Grove side. Thacker for the back set. There's the swing by Jeske, but she doesn't put it down. Hoagland able to contain it. In the middle of Borman. Borman hammers a nice dig by Eagle Grove in the back row. And the free ball played over the net by the libero, Merla. Here's Hoagland setting for Garrigan near the net. Bartolo able to fingertip it over. Now Borman is able to put it down for the kill. Diving attempt in the back row by Middleton, but Borman gets the kill and makes it 7-3 Garrigan.
Bears up 4. Eastman still serving so far. They've been able to use Hoagland and Eastman, Bartolo and Eastman to build this lead.
Eastman serves to Middleton. Her pass stays in the back row, and the setter Thacker has to come out and get it. And Eagle Grove plays a free ball down the far side of the court. Here's Bartolo from out of bounds, able to push it back towards the Eagle Grove side of things. Jeske sets it up far side, right-handed swing by Edwards, and she misses the back corner. 8-3 Garrigan.
Well, that's a great strategy for some teams. Garrigan just keeping that ball alive. Not ever doing any major attacks, but just keeping the ball alive, waiting for Eagle to make a mistake.
Coach Wadley, that back corner judge, commander-in-chief on the Garrigan football team, as Eastman serves a little bit too long. A service error will make it 8-4.
Yeah, Coach Wadley, a volunteer line judge, another volunteer over there, Steve McCall, known as Beaker to most of the community, man in the other line. I sure hope they miss a call, because I'd like to give both those guys some trouble later.
Well, we'll see if you have enough eyesight to be able to see those close calls from all the way up here in our Eagles Nest beanie, as the service delivered by Callis for Eagle Grove. And Marin tried to dump it over on second contact, but sent it into the net instead. 8-5 in favor of Garrigan.
Well, we know Marin is competitive, and she was doing a big fake out there. She acted like she was going to set it, and then at the last second, she tried to force that ball over with some velocity, but it caught the net.
Callis for Eagle Grove. Gets the serve off near side to Hoagland. Good pass over to Marin. Now back to Bartolo. Bartolo hits it for the back row for the kill. Got it off the hands of Middleton, and it's 9-5 Garrigan.
Now, can they just they've been up 4. You got to get to that 5 points ahead. Once you get 5 points ahead in volleyball, my own opinion, of course, it really sends the game in your direction. Or if you're down 5, hard to come back from that.
Molly Peterson to serve for the Golden Bears, one of the seniors honored here on senior night. 3 seniors on this Golden Bear roster as Peterson serves into the back row. Jeske makes initial contact. Good pass up to Thacker. Right-handed swing by Edwards, blocked back, but Eagle Grove able to get it back onto the Garrigan side. Hoagland to the near side, Bartolo. Big hammer, ball deflected backwards, stuff the basketball hoop, and it drops in. Emmy Bartolo with a big-time kill. 10-5 Garrigan.
I imagine that a lot of opponents come to Garrigan and they see Emmy Bartolo in the front row and say, that's it? She's not very tall, but boy, she can get off the ground and hit that ball with some authority.
She's got the hops, Beanie, as Eagle Grove and head coach Jenna Whipple will call a timeout, have a little caucus over by their bench area here. Down 10-5 in period number 1. Well, Bishop Garrigan, Beanie doing a nice job. They're really getting the ball towards Bartolo in an aggressive attacking position early on in this game, and really giving her a chance to use that leverage to deliver a couple big kills early.
Yeah, you want to use Bartolo, the experienced player, as much as you can. She starts off the game serving in the back row, and then she's got to get through those other 2 positions in the back row before she can rotate up to that front row. And so you really utilize her as much as you can. You benefit from her good serving to start the game, and now she's the left side hitter. Bartolo really can be a weapon on this Garrigan team.
Peterson will shift over to the right side this time to serve, as Bishop Garrigan leads 10-5 in the first set. Twisting serve towards Middleton. She lets it go, and that is out of bounds. She just missed.
Oh.
The Garrigan student section not happy, but we've got 2 officials right on top of it.
Oh, it looks like most of the football team is in the front 4 bleachers, and they're all got their Macaulay Culkin hands on the sides of their face saying, oh, no. I think Beaker's going to hear from those students later, so I'll just let him off the hook for that one.
Well, 10-6, Bishop Garrigan leading Eagle Grove. Set number 1 as Anderson serves. Hoagland on the Garrigan side, setting up for Bartolo. Here she comes again, and she hammers it down. Bartolo sends that one right down Pennsylvania Avenue, and it's 11-6 Golden Bears.
Oh, they tried to get a block on it, but to no avail, right off the right hand of the Eagle Grove player.
Here is Birdie for Bishop Garrigan. Overpass by Eagle Grove. Goes to Peterson. Hoagland at the set. Short set pushed over the net by Garrigan's Danker into the back row. Eagle Grove can't get it back over. Off the hands of Holly Anderson in the back corner. 12-6 Bishop Garrigan.
There we go. They're rolling now. This is Brooklyn Birdie on the back line. Freshman.
Wearing that black libero jersey for the Golden Bears. Serves to the opposing libero, Bradley Merla. Golden Bears have the ball on their side. Hoagland setting up for Bartolo. Here she comes again and hammers it down. Emmy Bartolo finds the near side corner. 13-6 Golden Bears.
Well, Bartolo is on, and just like when she's shooting well in basketball, you got to get her the ball when you can.
Low serve by Birdie, just clears over the net. Thacker set to the middle. Eagle Grove attacks towards the far side corner, but Peterson cannot find the mark. She pulled it out of bounds, and Bishop Garrigan running away in the first set, 14-6.
They're running away, but they got to stay sharp. You start to get easy points, and you start to not move well and start watching the game.
Birdie ready to serve, serves it a little short. A joust to the net. Garrigan able to force it back over to the Eagle Grove side as the ball goes high into the ceiling, back towards Bishop Garrigan. Danker attacks, able to drill it off the block for another point. 15-6 Bishop Garrigan off the Danker kill.
Danker, another player that's new to the varsity lineup this year. You see her getting confidence, and a lot of that maybe is playing, and you see Emmy Bartolo starting to put down some kills, and then everyone wants a little piece of that.
Denker third on the team in kills coming into tonight with 14 for the Golden Bears. An overpass by Eagle Grove, and it's punished by Denker right into the hardwood. 16-6 Golden Bears. Rolling here in the first set, trying to win a set for the first time this season. They have an 0-7 record, but they have not yet won a set, and that may change here in set number 1 if this keeps going this way. Eagle Grove free ball to Garrigan. That one came out a little bit quicker than Birdie was expecting. They get it to Bartolo anyways. Giroux off the block attempt, kept alive by Eagle Grove. Here's the set for Middleton, too close to the net. Block back! It's Denker again, 17-6.
Wow, that was one of those impossible balls. It was up towards the ceiling, and it was coming down and gonna land directly on top of the net.
Denker, really good front row defender for Bishop Garrigan, leading the team in blocks this season as Middleton goes with a two-hand push over to Birdie on the Garrigan side. Here's Bartolo, able to float it over the net back to Eagle Grove. Thacker looking for Middleton. Can't really attack anything there, just able to push it down the line to Peterson on the Garrigan side. Now Eastman from about 12 feet out, pushing it towards the Eagle Grove back corner. Here's Thacker to Middleton. Middleton hammers, drills it off the block attempt, and gets the kill. That is Middleton breaking up the Bishop Garrigan run, but Eagle Grove still down by 10.
Middleton with good vision finds a spot right between Bartolo and Eastman. They almost collide, hit foreheads. I'm glad didn't see that sort of head-to-head debate.
Here's a serve by Eagle Grove. That one handcuffs the Golden Bears, and there's a point. Peterson and Birdie ran into each other in the back row, and the Eagles will get an ace.
Well, great opportunity here for the Bears. They had a huge run. They got all kinds of confidence, but now they need to stop a rally.
Here's Merla again for Eagle Grove. Middleton had that last kill, playing in the front row now for the Eagles as she has rotated over there. Garrigan's targeted her a lot in the back row. Here's an attack by Denker, but it's out of bounds. 17-9 here as the Eagles have gotten, make it a, check that, point for Bishop Garrigan, make it 18-8. No, point for Eagle Grove. I had that. I think they gave one wrong here on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they're gonna fix her up, Tyler. Oh, Tyler.
I shouldn't have questioned myself.
Never doubt yourself.
17-9.
Never doubt, Tyler. Yeah, you've got it correct here. As now Bartolo is back at the service line again.
Nope, I didn't have it correct. It was 18-8. So 18-8, Garrigan's getting the serve, and now it's 19-8. Emmy Bartolo delivers on that one.
Another ace by Emmy. That's 2 or maybe 3 on the game. Serving well, she's hitting well. She's really commander-in-chief right now.
Bartolo stands back near that basketball baseline. She's going to go with a big approach here and jump serve it. Bartolo with the jump serve. It's a twisting serve. Fielded well by Eagle Grove, though. Good pass up to Thacker, and then guided Middleton out of bounds, and Middleton can't do anything with that one as she hits it out. 20-8, Bishop Garrigan.
Great job by Eastman on one of those things that she didn't do. I would have hit that ball because I would have known it was going to go out, but Eastman watches that head out of bounds.
Line drive serve by Bartolo, and there's another ace. Right through the body of Holly Anderson. 21-8, Bishop Garrigan.
She is feeling it. This is a great rotation for the Bears. Bartolo serving, libero, and Molly Peterson in the back row.
Another jump serve by Bartolo. Rockets down the line, popped up in the air by Addison Jeske. Thacker finds Middleton from 10 feet out. Twisting attack played by Peterson on the Garrigan side. Now Eastman from 10 feet out. Hits it right at Middleton. They get it back into the middle. Big attack. Doesn't go down for Eagle Grove, though. Hoagland setting it up in the middle for Denker. Denker aiming for the back corner, and Denker able to get the kill as Anderson dove towards the corner but couldn't save it.
Well, so crucial for Garrigan to get points with this lineup. Bartolo, Birdie, and Molly Peterson. Bartolo and Peterson, tons of experience in the back row over the years, and their front row, Eastman, Denker, and Hoagland.
22-8, Bishop Garrigan. The serve handcuffs Jeske. A diving save by Thacker, and a free ball over by Eagle Grove. Here's Hoagland getting it back to the near side to Eastman. Right-handed swing. It stays on top of the net, and it won't get over. Point for Eagle Grove, making it 22-9.
A little delayed call there by the officials, but they got it right. That ball never snuck over the net. That's 4 hits.
Eagle Grove gets the serve back, but in a massive early deficit here. Kennedy Thacker, the senior, takes 2 steps forward and serves a low dropping knuckleball and gets an ace. That one grazed the top of the net, and Peterson made the diving attempt, but Eagle Grove gets an ace, making it 22-10.
Well, so far as I've seen this season, Peterson certainly not a stranger to sacrificing her body for that volleyball.
Peterson knows how to play defense. We had seen her in the past libero spot. Of course, the libero for Bishop Garrigan right now, Brooklyn Birdie, but that is a defensive-minded player as Peterson tried to make the pass in front to Hoagland, but hit it out of bounds, and Eagle Grove picks up another ace.
The last time we were in this gym, Molly Peterson was trying to save a ball, running full speed. She just laid out for her like she's a right fielder trying to save the World Series. And I was worried she was going to get hurt, but she just pops right up.
Thacker's serve finds Peterson. Middle to Hoagland. Here comes Eastman. All the momentum, and she drills it home. Spun it right off the block attempt. 23-11 Golden Bears.
Nice hit by Eastman. If you see a block in your Eastman, you've got the height. You can hit that thing hard enough. You power right through that block.
And she could put a little English on it, too, able to spin it into that territory on the near side by the Eagle Grove bench as Hoagland left-hands it over the net. Initial contact made by Jeske. Here is the attack by Middleton. Can't put it down as it got tipped initially by the Golden Bears, and Eagle Grove will get a point here to make it 23-12.
One of the Bears crept in the net, Tyler.
So good eye by the official, far side of the court. Eagle Grove has Middleton back to serve. A lot of Eagle Grove's offense is entailed on finding Middleton for some attacks, but they haven't found her on a lot of passes tonight as she service errors here. Hit a knuckleball out of bounds, and the Golden Bears 1 point away from taking the first set. 24-12, here's Danker, the Golden Bear Jr. One step forward, shoots a rocket serve for the ace, and Garrigan dominates set number 1, 25-12. We'll take a quick timeout. Set number 2 after this as Bishop Garrigan leads 1-0 on KLGC Home Country Radio.
High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio, brought to you by these fine sports club members.
AK's Chrome Kitchen. When you come in, your family.
Farmers State Bank is proud to be part of our community. Offices in Algona, Whittemore, and West Bend.
Stroman Dental, giving you something to smile about.
Phil's Auto and Truck Repair. Service is the difference.
Trend Salon, your complete family hair salon. It's all about you.
Oak Crest Funeral Services, celebrating a life lived.
All bringing you this game on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio, brought to you by these fine sports club members.
American Glass. For all your glass needs, think American.
Farm Bureau Financial Agents Dave Beisch, Daniel Foth, and Michael Tull.
Chemco Tires. They're all you need to know about tires and service.
Wykert Realtors, the 515 Agency, a fresh approach to real estate.
Grassmasters. Growing satisfied customers.
Iowa Lakes Community College, your community, your college. All bringing you this game on the radio.
Getting ready for set number 2 here on Home Country Radio, KLGZ, and at the Algona Radio YouTube stream. Bishop Garrigan wins easily in set number 1, 25-12, and now Beanie will try to keep this momentum going in set number 2. So Golden Bears winning their first set of the season, up 1-0 over Eagle Grove. And
well, speaking of that, Tyler, yeah, first set of the season. Did you see the faces on the girls? They were so happy when they came over. They had this huge monkey on their back. They went to that team huddle, just all smiles and cheering. You could clearly tell that was a major goal for this team, just to get that first one under their belt. And they're still all smiles out there.
Yeah, there's nothing like winning that first set to kind of loosen things up a little bit for the team. So that may be taking a little pressure off. Obviously, still a couple of sets to win here for the Golden Bears, trying to get your first win, and not just your first set, but your first match win as well tonight against Eagle Grove. And well, if you're the Eagles, you try to shake off that first set, even though the score is 25-12. It's just 1-0 here. You take the second set. Momentum goes right back in your favor as it'll be Ellie Lenning, the freshman, back to serve for Eagle Grove. As she waits the ready for play. She'll get it. Has her side to the net here, going with a walking up and serving approach. Tumbling serve, diving dig by Bartolo on the back row. Hoagland runs into her, got the ball to Eastman, and Eastman got it back over. Ball's going the wrong way for Eagle Grove, and a point for Bishop Garrigan out of nowhere.
Yeah, boy, that serve was interesting, and the Bears were kind of watching the interesting serve and kind of got caught off guard by it. I think it was Bartolo maybe Danker that get over and saved it from hitting the floor.
Yeah, talking in between sets, Coach Schnur obviously goes over the strategy of his team in the situation room, but I don't think the Golden Bears are quite prepared for that angle of a service. Middleton does a big attack, but a little bit too big and missed that back corner. 2-0 Bishop Garrigan.
Now Hoagland with her left hand back on the line, serving for the Bears.
Hoagland 7 aces this season to lead the team. Sends a low serve this time, overpassed by Eagle Grove. Eastman to Hoagland, right back to Eastman near side. Eastman attacks towards the back row. Dug nicely by Eagle Grove's Maya Morgan. Now Middleton at the attack. Off the chest of Birdie. Bartolo is able to field the deflection and get it to Hoagland, who gets the free ball back to the Eagle Grove side. Gonzalez up to the front. The set by Eagle Grove. The attack by Middleton down the line, and she missed. 3-0 Bishop Garrigan.
Coach Wiley says it's out. The officials at the net look to see if anyone tipped it. No tip. Point Bears.
A lot of changes for Eagle Grove here in the lineup as Lenning is now their setter for set number 2 after Thacker did the setting in set number 1 as Lenning sets it in the middle of the shield. Shield hammers, deflected the net by the Golden Bears and kept alive. Here's Eastman from the near side. Big attack right into the net, though, and didn't get over. That'll be the first point of the set for Eagle Grove as it's 3-1.
Eastman with a big, powerful hit into the net. It popped off like it was blocked. Eastman thought it was blocked, so she did a nice job of digging that out, but 4 hits is called.
3-1 Bishop Garrigan. Middleton back to serve for Eagle Grove. Angled towards the far side of the court. Eagles on the left side of your screen. Golden Bears on the right side for those of you watching on the YouTube channel. Long serve towards the back row. Everyone shouts, stay away for the Golden Bears as the serve goes out of bounds.
Boy, anytime you can get those free points, you just got to run with it. Points are hard enough to come by. You get those free ones from those errant serves. Now can Denker get her serve in?
4-1 Bishop Garrigan. The junior Danker sends a rocket serve towards Middleton. That is close. That's close, and that's in. That's a point for Bishop Garrigan off the Danker ace.
Wow, just catching the yellow line here on the brown hardwood. Boy, Denker is serving it hard, Tyler.
She brings a little velo. I was about to make that exact comment. Really putting some pressure on the Eagle Grove back row players as there's a line drive serve dug by Gonzalez. Got it up to the front to Lenning. Lenning sets. Attack goes into the net for Eagle Grove's Maya Edwards, and it's 6-1 Bishop Garrigan, picking up right where they left off.
Boy, Denker's all smiles now. She's a lot of guts. If you want to serve it hard, it takes a lot of guts because it's a high-risk, high-reward situation.
Here is Danker up the serve, not a rocket. Middleton able to pop it straight up into the ceiling. Lenning goes to get it, and the free ball played over by Shield towards the back row of Bishop Garrigan. Up to the front to Hoagland. Eastman has to lean back and push it over for 2 hands, and it drops in. Eastman found the pine, and it's 7-1 Bishop Garrigan.
Yeah, don't always have to hit it hard. That time Eastman just kind of sets it over to find the blank space.
Eastman, the Garrigan kill leader, coming into tonight with 28 kills. Served by Danker. That time into the net. That'll break up the Garrigan run and make it 7-2.
There's that high-risk situation we're talking about. When you serve it so hard, you just have to skim it over the net. Otherwise, it's going out for sure. So that results in usually a lot more net balls for those players that like to put a lot of velocity on it.
Shield for the Eagles, sending an end-over-end serve to Birdie. Gets it up front to Hoagland, stays out of the net. Overpassed a little bit. Borman tried to tip it, but then Borman's shoulder right into the net, and the Eagles get a point out of that.
Well, the Bears didn't get a point, but Alyssa Hoagland just demonstrated her improvement in setting. Like, I don't know how she stayed out of the net on that one, but she somehow was able to walk the tightrope.
Yeah, you just got to be able to stick that front foot, avoid sliding into the net as Hoagland did there and stomp on a dime. Eastman receives the serve for Bishop Garrigan. Hoagland back to Eastman, pushes it towards the back corner. Shield makes initial contact. Lenning back sets. It's punched over by Jeske, and the Golden Bears can try to attack here. Marin setting up for Eastman. Eastman drills it, but drilled it right into the net. 3 straight points for Eagle Grove, 7-4 Garrigan.
3-point lead. Garrigan would like to stretch that out. They got all this confidence from winning their first set of the year. Don't want to give that momentum back.
Well, Bishop Garrigan has not lost a set to Eagle Grove since 2012. Not only have they not lost to Eagle Grove, but they've swept Eagle Grove every time since then. That's 46 straight sets, including tonight, as Jeske has it. Pushed over the net by Edwards, down the line to Garrigan. Now Marin sending it towards the back corner on second contact. Middleton's there for Eagle Grove, though. Now in the middle, it's right-handed over by Peterson. Here's Garrigan of Eastman. Eastman down the line, and she found the corner. 8-4 Golden Bears.
She didn't leave the floor. She stood there with her feet on the ground and just did a nice job placing that ball. So 2012 was the last time there was a victory by the Eagles here against the Bears.
Yeah, not just a victory, but even a single set won by Eagle Grove against the Golden Bears.
Wow,
so there's a
substantial
streak going on in favor of Bishop Garrigan in this series as Middleton overpasses on the serve. Bartolo to Hoagland, now to Marin on the backside. Marin towards the corner, diving save by Middleton. That ball might have been heading out, though. And Edwards pushes it over, and Edwards puts it down. Eastman diving save, but the middle of that Garrigan defense was open, and that'll make it 8-5.
Eagle Grove has some subs in. Well, now that you tell me that stat, now I start to feel for the underdogs here. I'm glad to see these Eagle Grove girls playing with such confidence. They're clapping, they're smiling, because that's a long streak.
Yeah, trying to keep the energy up here tonight as Callis sends a short serve. Hoagland has to come out of the back row all the way near the front to get it. Bartolo with the hammer, and it drills it right through the back row. Emmy Bartolo again, and it's 9-5 Golden Bears.
Big hit. Peterson coming in for Marin.
Bartolo leading the way so far in kills for Bishop Garrigan as Peterson will be back to serve a 9-5 lead and a 1-0 advantage for Bishop Garrigan here on this Tuesday night.
So we've got Peterson, Eastman, Birdie in the back row. Birdie the libero.
Peterson serves towards Gonzalez in the back row for Eagle Grove. Pushed over the net by Edwards, trying to find the soft spot again. Eastman with the overpass, tipped up in the air by Eagle Grove, and they push it back to the Garrigan side. Now Hoagland sends a twisting ball over with the left hand, and it drops in. 10-5 Golden Bears.
Hoagland getting creative. She was thinking about setting it to Elena Borman, the middle hitter right there, but she thought, hey, I think I can hit this over, and she does it with her lefty. So front row is Bartolo, Hoagland, and Elena Borman, the senior.
As the ball served out of bounds by Peterson. 10-6 Golden Bears now. That last play by Hoagland, contorting the body too. Her side was to the net that time, had to twist a little bit in the air as well to guide that ball in. That play worked to perfection as Hoagland is still smiling right now for Garrigan.
She's very pleased. Her coaches don't know how she did it.
Here's Morgan for Eagle Grove, serving near side to Birdie. Good pass up to Hoagland. Here's Bartolo flying in. Bartolo hammers it, but it's tipped to the net by Eagle Grove. They keep it alive. In the middle, big attack, but it's out of bounds. Did anyone tip it, though? No, they did not. Peterson hits it out of bounds, 11-6 Garrigan.
Brooklyn Birdie, the freshman libero, she thought about it, and it just came as close as it could to her fingers, but the judges were watching her the whole time, said, nope, no contact. It's a well miss.
Gonzalez receives the birdie serve. Now Middleton on the attack. Middleton cannot find the back corner, though. 12-6 as the Golden Bears currently doubling up the Eagles. Birdie, 5 aces coming into tonight, second on the team. The Golden Bear libero, line drive serve, just clear the net, and it handcuffs Gonzalez in the back row. Ace by Birdie, 13-6. Another timeout called by Eagle Grove. 13-6 Golden Bears here in set number 2, Beanie, and a lot of it is really just starting with the serves. I mean, we've seen some great serving tonight by Allison Danker, bringing a ton of power. Brooklyn Birdies kind of follow suit. Of course, Bartolo reliable as always. Just really the serving is putting Eagle Grove on their heels immediately. Garrigan's picking out the players they want to target in the Eagle Grove back row, and even though we've run a couple of errors so far tonight, Garrigan's gone with the aggressive serving tactic.
Yes, serving is always, of course, so important, and win, lose, or draw, it's one of those things that coaches can always look at and say, well, you know, we didn't come out with a win, but our serving was great. Or they can say, hey, we won because our serving was great. It always comes down to serving, crucial part of high school volleyball. As far as the Eagles, you know, you just want to find a team. Everyone wants to have fun here, and you want to find a team that you're well matched against. Garrigan has been at the losing end of all of these, waiting for a team they're well matched against. This is a team that they can play with. You know, these aren't blowouts, but this is a good, well-matched team here.
They're really also trying to find that lineup, too. The lineup for set number 2 has been very different than the set number 1 lineup, as another ace delivered by Garrigan. They were trying to pass it to Middleton in the front row, the Eagles were, but again, that pass nowhere near Middleton, and it's 14-6. Again, so much of Eagle Grove's offense, they're really trying to find Middleton when she's in the front row on that left side, because she can deliver some great attacks from there, but they really just are not doing a good job of setting her as Middleton attacks, but it's a little bit too strong out beyond the back row, and it's 15-6 Golden Bears.
There's just so many unforced errors here by Eagle Grove. Their players are talking right now. They're trying to clean that up, but too many errant serves.
A little bit too strong on the serve that time. Errant serve for the Golden Bears. Birdie gives one back to make it 15-7.
Well, Birdie had a long run in the office back there. Moving on, now Bartolo is the next server in this Garrigan lineup. They're up 15-7, need a side out.
Gonzalez for Eagle Grove, standing in the middle of the court, a few feet beyond the baseline, as she'll send a slow dropping serve dug by Peterson, as hits it over to Eagle Grove on first contact. Here's Middleton from the far side of the court, aims the back row and missed it again. Didn't miss by much, but it's 16-7 Bishop Garrigan.
Another long ball by Eagle Grove that was made possible by Molly Peterson's dive to keep that serve alive. A near ace for Eagle.
Bartolo for the jump serve, trickles up the top of the net, almost dropped in, but a tremendous save by Eagle Grove, but the ball near the net is flushed back by Hoagland. The left-handed punishment that time of the volleyball, and it's 17-7.
Whoa, they are excited for Alyssa's. I don't think she's ever hit a ball with that angle. She put the smack down on that ball, drilled it right to the floor. You only get overpasses like that are perfectly set for you once in a while.
The entire Garrigan student section, their jaws were on the floor after that as well. That was a smash by Hoagland for the kill. Hoagland this time getting the ball to Eastman. Eastman with the big hammer, but got a little bit too juiced up. But was one of the Eagle Grove players in the net. 18-7 Golden Bears. Bishop Garrigan will get a point out of that.
Oh, yep, they're saying they need the ball back. Someone was in the net. The ball was out as close as it could be, but Coach Wiley makes the right call. Ball was out, but a player for Eagle was in the net. And so Garrigan gets a break.
So Eagle Grove has to shift back over. They were getting ready to serve, and Bartolo will continue for Bishop Garrigan with an 18-7 lead. Bartolo for the jump serve. It's a rocket into the back row. Dug by Gonzalez. It's near the net. Punched over on second contact by Lenning. A smart play for Eagle Grove. Now Eastman with the attack into the back row. That one was going out, but Eagles played it. Maya Morgan. And now Middleton plays the free ball over, but it's not so free as it goes out of bounds. A little bit too much juice, and it's 19-7 Bishop Garrigan.
Well, you can see Middleton's got a lot of skills there, but that's been her problem all night. Serving, hitting, even just passing. It's been a little too much strength under it.
Here's Bartolo on the jump serve. Low dropping serve in the back row, dug by Jeske. They'll set in the middle for Schild. Schild, the huge hammer and the kill. Eagle Grove was waiting for a good set, and they finally got one to Schild, and she took advantage.
Yeah, and they were waiting for a chance to celebrate. They've been quiet for a while. Tyler, I'm sure you've noticed, one of the most important things in high school volleyball is the celebrations on both the floor and the bench.
You have to have that team chemistry, those choreographed celebrations, ready to go at a moment's notice. Here is Lenning for Eagle Grove on the approach from the left side corner. Her right, Garrigan's left, as it's pushed over by Eastman. 19-8 Golden Bears. Middleton, the set leads her out of bounds. She somehow kept that in between the posts as Garrigan overpasses. Middleton tries to flush it back, but it's dug in the back row by Garrigan's birdie. Now Eastman from the attack line. Two-hand push into the back corner. That's misplayed by Maya Edwards. 20-8 Bishop Garrigan.
Another good volley that just keep that ball going, and eventually someone's going to make a mistake. That time it was the Eagles. Bears keeping the ball alive. Peterson, the senior, comes out for Marin, the senior. Marin in the front row.
Hoagland left-handed serve, received by Jeske. Coming out to get it is Lenning. Pushed over her back and over the net by Schild. Now it's Marin on the Garrigan attack, tries to drill it straight through Middleton, and she does just that. Hannah Marin muscles it home, 21-8 Golden Bears.
Senior comes off the bench, didn't get a perfect set pass, but boy, she made something with it.
So Bishop Garrigan trying to put away set number 2 quickly here, up 21-8. Hoagland, the left-handed serve down the line. Eagle almost overpassed. A tremendous job by Lenning to tiptoe and stay out of the net. And the Eagles get the ball back to the Garrigan side. In the middle, Danker able to twist it over and get the kill. Danker right over that left shoulder, crossed up the Eagle Grove defense to make it 22-8. So 22-8 Golden Bears. They've been executing on the game plan so far in set number 2. It'll be Hoagland again from the center of the court. And was Eagle Grove out of rotation there? I think they were.
Or they were moving. They were moving
yeah.
before the ball was in play.
So a gift point for Bishop Garrigan, 23-8.
It's one of my favorite official calls in all sports. All the fun refereeing that football does. It's very fun in volleyball when the players are moving because the referee just kind of motions his arm like he's stirring a big pot. Says, you're all just running around too much.
Well, 23-8 Golden Bears, and a timeout once again called by Eagle Grove. So Bishop Garrigan will talk things over, and Coach Schnurr will say, let's finish this one out strong. Of course, we've got Coach Schnurr over there on the bench, Michaela Creighton, Cassie Carlson, one of the assistant coaches this year, and Bo Schnurr as well. That's really a whole cabinet over there for the Golden Bears, and kind of a meeting of the minds, talking things over here for a 23-8 lead.
Yes, I mean, this is a challenge for the coaches this year. You know, they've had some incumbent players for years and years and years, and now they've got all these new faces. So, you know, we haven't said the name Audie Crooks for a while, I guess, and it's been 2 years gone, but there was a couple of years there where you just knew Audie was just going to be in the middle, and it wasn't as hard to coach because it just kind of fell into place. But this really calls on the coaches to do their best campaign.
Yeah, and you think about it too, Molly Joyce and Audie Crooks, they were running mates on the basketball court, and it was really the same in volleyball as well. Of course, you know, elite talents in basketball, 2 of the best players in the state, but people forget they were very good volleyball players as well, a couple of all-conference honors amongst them, so those are big losses for the Garrigan program to replace last year and this year as well. It's always a transition when you lose 2 multi-sport athletes like that.
You bet, and the crossover candidates continue. Hoagland has served, she's a basketballer. Bartolo, of course, and Eastman are expected to be big for the basketball team this year.
Lenning almost drops the free ball into the center of the Garrigan defense. Eastman with a hammer. It's batted around a couple of times on the Eagle Grove side, and they get it over on the 3rd touch. Diving save by Bartolo, punched over by Hoagland, but a point for Eagle Grove, left against Hoagland. And the Eagle Grove side of the crowd finally has something to cheer for there.
Yeah, they sure did, and that was a great timeout by the Eagle Grove side. I mean, this set is out of reach, but they came out of that timeout pumped up.
Here is Middleton, sends a knuckleball to Eastman, pops it straight up in there to Hoagland, finds Eastman again, hits it to Middleton in the back row. Her pass up front is miscommunicated and can't get back over. A couple Eagle players looked at each other, then tried to dive, and it's 24-9 Bishop Garrigan.
Oh, the coach's worst nightmare. They just hate that when that ball is sailing through the air and no one wants it.
Here is Danker with the set points, 24-9. Danker off a rocket, trickles off the net, and that's an ace. It's spun over the top. Danker over the top spin, and Garrigan takes set 2, 25-9. 2-0 Bishop Garrigan. He'll try for a clean sweep at home. Coming up next on KLGZ Home Country Radio.
We've got more sports club members making this broadcast possible on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Lusher Family Dentistry, serving your family since 1965 on Call Street in Algona.
Algona Plumbing and Heating, where a good flush beats a full house.
Kasuth Regional Health Center, your home for health care.
Walker Chiropractic and Wellness, caring for Algona, Sway City, and surrounding areas with chiropractic, nutritional, and physical therapy services.
Reeves Wicked Good Bar and Grill. For wicked good food, drinks, and service, you gotta go to Reeves.
All sponsors of this game broadcast. We've got more sports club members making this broadcast possible on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Algona Frame and Auto Body. We meet by accident.
Water connection, from softeners to bottled water and service. Call 295-SOFT.
Algona Pizza Ranch. There's so much to love.
Cotton Grave Farm Management and Land Realty, downtown Algona. Trusted for farmland service needs since 1960.
Algona Livestock. Sales every Monday.
Countryside Barbecue Sauce. 2 sauces for all seasons.
All bringing you this broadcast on the radio.
Set number 3 as Bishop Garrigan tries for a clean sweep. Golden Bears leading the Eagle Grove Eagles 2-0 with 25-12 and 25-9 wins. Well, Beanie, a lot of frustration being let out by the Golden Bears tonight. You can kind of feel that relaxation starting to happen. They've gotten the monkey of winning a set off their back and now trying to win their first match of the season after starting 0-7.
Yeah, boy, you start 0-7 and then you get one, and then you get another, and pretty soon you're 7-7, and you just got to keep working forward.
Like we said, big week starting off with the Golden Bears, not just tonight, but if they win tonight, they'll try to keep the momentum going on Thursday at Garner Hayford Ventura and try to keep rolling from there as Eagle Grove looking for answers. Again, 25-12, 25-9, the 2 set wins for the Golden Bears. And I wonder if you're the Eagles, too, if you try to maybe take a little bit off the attacks, force Garrigan to play a little more defense, because so many times when Eagle Grove has tried to attack from the front row, they're just hitting it out of bounds. They're hitting it out beyond that baseline. They're missing it by a few feet. They're pushing it out of bounds. You know, maybe you just try to be a little more conservative and force Garrigan to play a bit more defense.
Yeah, they're continuing to stay positive, and you get the feeling they're just on the cusp and are working on a couple offensive maneuvers.
Bartolo with the rocket jump serve to Jeske, dumped over on second contact by Eagle Grove. Garrigan of Eastman pushing it across the way, received by the Eagles. Here's Thacker setting it up for Middleton. Middleton able to pop it over for the right hand. Hoagland stays out of the net, sets for Danker. Danker almost drilled it down. Nice play in the back row as it was kept alive by the Eagles. Now Peterson for Garrigan up front to Hoagland. Danker tries again, and that time she punishes it. 1-0 Garrigan.
Oh, that first point is so important because you feel that the Eagles, you know, you feel they believe that they have a chance to get a set here, but you hammer that first point down is important.
Bartolo sends a twisting serve towards Jeske in the backside corner. Now it's Middleton. Middleton the big hammer, and that one is just out of bounds. She missed the back row again, and it's 2-0 Garrigan.
That's another call that's about as close as it can be. That ball was going fast because Middleton put the hammer down on it, and that's a tough one to call. We'd like to see the replay.
Well, you can go back and watch it on the Algona Radio YouTube stream and decide for yourself, folks. You make the call. Middleton bumps it over the net back to the Garrigan side. Hoagland gets it middle to Danker. Danker, big time swing. Tipped to the net, kept alive by Eagle Grove, and they will settle for the right-hander by Anderson towards the back corner, and it drops in. How about that? Anderson found the corner, and that'll make it 2-1.
Wow, Anderson pulled the string, put an anchor on the ball. I don't know what you want to say, but I thought that ball was going to sail out by 5 feet, and it just suddenly found a double gravity zone.
Kennedy Thacker for the Eagles. Thacker sends a knuckleball to the near side. Hoagland back to Eastman. Eastman hammers. Overpass by Eagle Grove. Let's see if Garrigan can set anything up. Birdie to Eastman, now to Hoagland. Hoagland bumps it over towards Eagle Grove on the far side to Merla. Staying out of the net is Thacker. Eagle Grove sends a free ball back to Bishop Garrigan. Here's Birdie to Hoagland. Eastman flying in. Eastman hammers, and Eastman puts it down. 3-1 Golden Bears.
Marin coming to check in for Peterson. So now we've played 7 and change. The Bears have got their rotations down. When we saw them earlier in the season, there was still some questions of who was subbing in when. Now that everyone knows what's happening.
Hoagland serves middle of the back row to Anderson. Eagle Grove has Jeske flying in, blocked back by the Golden Bears, and a point for Bishop Garrigan.
Boy, Jeske was flying in. She shows some athleticism there. She was way up off the floor, sailing through the air.
4-1 Golden Bears. Here's Hoagland. The lefty sends the serve Jeski's way. Thacker in the middle of the shield. Shield, big right-hander, doesn't put it down though as the Golden Bears contested at the net. Marin hits it cross-court, diving save in the back row by Thacker for Eagle Grove, and Jeski pushes it across with 2 hands. Hoagland, near side to Eastman. Eastman hammers. Dug in the back row nicely by Anderson for Eagle Grove. And then it's pushed into the net by Middleton. Middleton tried to sneak one over, but instead, 5-1 Bishop Garrigan. So Hoagland will continue to serve. Golden Bears and a good long run of Hoagland serving earlier in set number 2, as she'll send a knuckleball far side of the court to Jeski. Thacker in the middle of the shield. Shield takes a huge swing and finds that back line. That ball had yellow paint on it, and that'll make it 5-2 as Garrigan leads Eagle Grove.
Good attack and kill by Eagle Grove. There's a big gap back there in the Garrigan defense, and they found it. Bo Schnurr right now laughing with Emmy Bartolo. They're going to get that straightened out.
Middleton sets herself up underneath the basketball hoop, waiting the ready for play. Here is Eagle Grove trails Bishop Garrigan 5-2 in the third set. 2-0 Golden Bears as Eastman receives the serve. Danker to Marin. Marin pushing it across to the Eagles. Merla gets to the front to Thacker, then pushed down the line by the Eagles. Batted around a couple of times by the Golden Bears, and Eastman comes out to rescue the ball and get it over the Eagle Grove side. Now Jeski flies in. Huge attack. It's off the top of the net, and it tipped over by Shield for the Eagles. Now on the other end, Danker able to get it through the back row. 6-2 Golden Bears. Danker just guided that one home.
There was twice I thought that volley was over, which I'm sure you could tell by my camera work. I thought there's no way that ball's getting over, and it did. So good job, both teams keeping it alive.
Danker from the middle of the baseline sends a hard serve, too strong out beyond the baseline. Service error will give a point back to Eagle Grove, making it 6-3.
Yeah, that ball was too high off the net. Danker serves hard. You got to get real close to the net. I wonder when they visualize that serve, if they see the spot on the floor on the other side, or they look for the top of that net if you serve it as hard as Danker.
Here is Shield. That ball grazes off the top of the net. It handcuffs Eastman, and the ball goes sideways, and the Golden Bears won't get it back over. 6-4 is Eagle Grove now down by 2.
You have to ask these players, when one of them gets Athlete of the Week, ask them, what do you look for when you serve that volleyball? Are you looking at the top of the net or at the spot on the other side of the floor you're going for?
That's a good question, because when you're actually down there on the volleyball floor, you run out of territory quickly when you're a hard server. That's going to be an ace for Eagle Grove. Ball deflected off of Eastman's hand. It's squarely off the backboard behind her, and Eagles have a little momentum.
But I do like those Athlete of the Week interviews. Those are great. Those air on Thursday evening, correct?
They do, Thursday evening and Saturday morning. Every week on KLGA 92.7. Eastman on the serve receive. Here's the back set for Marin. Marin, big hammer, but too strong, and Eagle Grove has tied this set at 6.
And those interviews are great. You ask such good questions, Tyler. And I always brace myself when you ask them what they're going to do in the future. Because if anyone that remembers when they were a high schooler, oh boy, I don't know. That's a tough one.
And that's probably a bad question on my part. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, let alone the future, as Eastman tips it over for the right hand, and it drops. Thacker got initial touch for Eagle Grove, but just couldn't elevate that ball as Garrigan goes up 7-6.
Well, you're Tyler Lance, so you know you're going to go for a run tomorrow. You got that
safe bet.
That's happening. But those, it's good you ask those players those questions, because we depend on people like you asking them, so they start to think about it and maybe have more of a purpose in school the next day.
Beanie, I think you're assigning me a lot of importance. I think
I am. You're very important.
One athlete at a time, I suppose, as Golden Bears push it over of Borman. Almost dropped in. Eagle Grove overpasses, and Borman just will push it back over on that first touch. From the far side of the court, there's a hit by Edwards, blocked though by Garrigan. 8-6 Golden Bears.
Oh, it's good to see on senior night. Elena Borman and Hannah Marin, the seniors, team up for a double block, secure that point.
Patrolling the front row right now for the Golden Bears. Bartolo also in the front row on the near side of the court. Eagle Grove once again overpasses on the serve receive. In the middle, it's Borman. Borman tries to attack, and she puts it down. On senior night, Borman gets a kill and makes it 9-6.
Yeah, and that ball was coming down. I saw her peek and look at the floor. That's something that's hard to do. You know, you're asked to do so many things at once if you're attacking, and she peeked, saw a spot on the floor, and put the ball nicely placed.
Eastman serving for Garrigan. The sophomore delivers the serve far side of the court to Edwards. They get it back to Edwards. Her attack doesn't land, though, as Eastman able to deflect it. Bartolo will push it into the front row into a vacated zone and drops it in. The vision by Emmy Bartolo to make it 10-6.
No kidding. Speaking about seeing a spot on the floor, that was great vision. She eyed that spot right over in front of the official and then angled the ball perfectly.
Garrigan has now scored 4 in a row after Eagle Grove had their little run to tie the set. Ball deflects a couple of times. Eagles somehow got it back over to the Golden Bears after multiple deflections. And now Hoagland sends a free ball back to the Eagle Grove side. Here's the set by Thacker, high in the air. Edwards has to tip it over, and someone was in the net there, and it appears the Golden Bears were the ones guilty, and they were. That'll make it 10-7.
Well, here we go. Talk about evenly matched teams. Garrigan gets the first 2 sets with big scores. It looks like the Eagles have realized, hey, this is a team we can play with. And now it's 10-7. They've found themselves in the game. They bring in a sharp shooting server off the bench.
Callis serves, received on the near side of the court by Hoagland. Marin finds Bartolo. Bartolo takes the big swing and powers it home. 11-7 Golden Bears.
Wow, Bartolo is winning the vote for player of the match tonight. She is just pounding the ball from the hitting position. She's serving it well. Outstanding night so far for Emmy Bartolo.
11-7 Bishop Garrigan. Well, buckle in, folks. This third set might take a little longer than the first two as Eagle Grove trying not to go down easily here, but not a whole lot else going on tonight, so stick around here on KLGZ Home Country Radio as Bartolo attacks again and puts it in. Down the line off the hands of Jeske, and it's 12-7.
There's that communication we talked about before the game being a key. That's Bartolo and Hoagland just looking at each other and saying, here we go, and that's chemistry. They got that in a lot of sports.
Peterson sends it over to Eagle Grove. Here's Edwards elevating, attacking, and finishing. Maya Edwards gets a kill for Eagle Grove, and it's back to a 4-point margin. Eagles will have Anderson sub in here, and she will be the one to serve it.
Now, the key here for the Eagles is that they have not had as many unforced errors here in this third set, doing a nice job of not hitting the ball too hard.
Eastman receives the Anderson serve. Garrigan sends it back over, but
I'm going to call 2 hits there.
2 hits, yes.
It looked really good, but sometimes the referees can make that call based on the spin, and that one definitely came out of Brooklyn Birdie's hand like a curveball.
Anderson offers up another serve. Eastman makes initial contact. Hoagland has come out to get the ball. Bartolo tries to push it towards the far side again, almost dropped another one in. Here's the back set by Thacker. Ball is right-handed across the body of Peterson for Eagle Grove. Now Eastman sends a free ball back into the Eagle Grove back row. Here's Thacker setting up for Middleton. Middleton flies in. Middleton hammers. Dug by Birdie for Bishop Garrigan. Hoagland sends it near side to Bartolo. Bartolo, huge right-handed swing, but Eagle Grove kept it alive that time. Middleton the other way. Off the block, attempted to flex, and Garrigan pushes it over. Now Middleton pushes it back. Ball is heading out, and Birdie went for it anyways just to be safe. Bartolo pushes it back down the line to the Eagle Grove side. Almost a misplay there. Ball's near the net, and Garrigan able to flush it back with Borman as that ball trickled off the top of the net into the waiting arms of Borman.
Whoa, longest volley of the night, I think. What a volley that was. A couple of people had good attacks on both sides. Boy, Bartolo, she's really going for it tonight. That was fun to watch her really pound that ball, but good defense by the Eagles.
Served by Birdie, received by Jeske in the back row. Here is Middleton with a 2-headed push towards the back corner, and just missed it again. 14-9 Bishop Garrigan.
You know, Tyler, I'm saying Eagles, or is this one of those teams that are the E-Gals because it's a girls team? I've never liked it when teams do that to mascots.
That's a good question. I've said Eagles my whole time here. No one has ever corrected me, so I'm going to assume it's Eagles. Here's Bartolo, big hammer, deflected by Eagle Grove. Now Middleton attacks the other way, dug by Birdie in the back row. Hoagland sets near side to Bartolo, flings it over to the middle of the Eagle Grove defense. Now they're scrambling up front. Here's Middleton attacking. Eastman digs in the back row for Garrigan. Hoagland short set to Danker. Danker wipes it off the block attempt. Well, Allison Danker is campaigning for Player of the Night beanie. She's having a big one as well, making it 15-9.
She is a head-to-head debate we're going to have later over who's the player of the game.
Birdie back to serve for the Golden Bears. Birdie sends it back corner. Eagle Grove a little out of position. It's a ceiling ball. It's deflecting around, and the Eagles stayed right with it, but can they get it back over? Ball's near the student section, and they cannot. A chaotic play right there.
Yeah, the student section is just the JV and the freshman volleyball teams, and they have been doing a dynamite job cheering on their varsity team. They're the really the support crew over there for the Eagles.
16-9 Bishop Garrigan, a dropping serve, received by Anderson. Thacker goes way out to get it as she's able to find Peterson. Golden Bears near the net, poked over by Danker, back to the Eagle Grove side, and right-handed over by Anderson for the Eagles. Here's Hoagland for Garrigan, setting for Danker. Danker angles it across the body, dug by Jeske for Eagle Grove. Hoagland tries to sneak one over, but she missed out of bounds. That'll make it 16-10 as the Eagles get one on the board.
She has snuck a couple of those over from the right side with her left hand. I think it's really comfortable to be on the right side of the floor and hitting cross court with your left hand. And that's been good for Hoagland a lot tonight.
Now here's Merla for the Eagles. Strong right-handed serve, grazes the top of the net, throws off the timing, and Garrigan won't be able to return this one. 16-11 now.
Still got that 5-point lead. So, Tyler, what was the mascot of your college way back when you were running in the college level?
We were the Eagles as well.
You were the
Ashland
Eagles.
University Eagles.
Ashland Eagles. Very good.
Yeah, our cross-country team, we had a whole convocation, strong roster. Thanks no pardon to myself, as there's another ace delivered by the Eagles, making it 16-12.
Hey, but you did not take yourself off the ballot. You were there every race.
Yeah, we were there day by day. Best ability is availability, so we had that going. Merla for the Eagles, down 16-12. Eagle Grove creeping back in, and Merla delivers another ace. Garrigan in a little trouble in the back row, and for the first time tonight, we're going to see Coach Schnurr have to call a timeout.
Now it's a 3-point lead for the Bears. They got to get that rally spirit back.
So Eagle Grove fighting back into it here, and we've seen Garrigan be the aggressor tonight. They've been the ones forcing Eagle Grove to call the timeouts, and timeouts don't tell you everything, but a lot of times the team that's on its heels is the one that has to call the timeout, try to stop a little momentum. We talk about that a lot in basketball. When you're on the receiving end of a 10-0 run, you call a timeout, try to calm down the players, and it's kind of the same concept in volleyball. Right now, Coach Schnurr knows you don't want to let this third set get away here and let the Eagles get some of that momentum and some of that hope back.
You bet. And often in volleyball, the coaches will use those timeouts to break the momentum of a server that's just really got it going on. You got a couple aces in a row, time for a timeout. This server needs to get cooled down a little bit. But this time, it wasn't for that reason. This is the best server for Eagle Grove back there now. The libero, she's been great all night. But Garrigan is just being caught in a little bit of out of rhythm.
So Merla trying to keep the ball in Eagle Grove's court. Merla jump serves left to right. Birdie receives in the far back corner. Hoagland finds Bartolo, pushes it over, push back to Garrigan, then they push it right back over. Pinballs back and forth a couple of times as Schild attacks with the right hand. Doug in the back row on the dive by Birdie. Now Peterson with a two-handed push towards the middle of the Eagle Grove defense. A sliding dig by Jeske. Sets up the Middleton attack. Middleton drills it and she finds the baseline. Point for Eagle Grove, 16-14 now.
And she is pumped. That's fun to see. She really liked that. She's been hitting long all night, but that time was spot on that back line. It's a tight game now. Bears are getting some serious looks on their faces.
This is a good spot right now for Eagle Grove. Merla again. Merla low serve, grazes the net. Eastman stays with it though. Now Hoagland setting it up backside for Bartolo, and she'll push it back into the center of the Eagle Grove defense. They set up Schild. Schild, huge hammer, got a little juiced up. She got underneath it and drilled that out of bounds. 17-14 Golden Bears.
I was just about to question the Bears offense and say, why didn't they set up Bartolo for the big attack? She's in the front right over there. But now I see it was a good strategy. Just keep that ball alive. Let Eagle Grove take themselves out of the point.
Bishop Garrigan leading 17-14 in the third set here on KLGZ Algona. 2 sets to none, Golden Bears as Middleton tries a big-time attack. Birdie keeps it alive in the back row. Hoagland comes out to get the ball, and then Eastman will push it into the Eagle Grove back row. Thacker in the middle of the Shield. Right hands it over to Peterson on the Garrigan side. Now it's Hoagland to Eastman. Eastman tried to hook it over the shoulder, but a little bit too strong. Eagle Grove not going away in the third set. 17-15. And they will get the serve right back here with Kennedy Thacker. So 2-point set right now. Garrigan trying to break the ice of a few points here. Thacker floats it near side to Peterson. Passing up front to Hoagland. Her set is too close to the net, though. She overset it, and Eagle Grove flushes it. Addison Jeske, and it's a 1-point set.
Oh, Hoagland, she's got a look on her face that says, I just wanted that one back as soon as it went off my hands. 1-point game. 1-point set. I thought once that 5-point magic line was hit, it was over.
Thacker again, twisting serve. Bartolo with the overpass, tipped over by Hoagland, but it's out of bounds. Hoagland had to make a nearly impossible play, and we are tied at 17.
17-17, like an electoral college. Tied, and who's going to go? Which way is it going to go?
Here's Thacker off the serve. Birdie up front to Hoagland. Hoagland near side to Eastman. She'll punch it over and couldn't keep it between the posts. 18-17 Eagle Grove. They've been resilient and come all the way back in this third set.
Oh, now we get to see how long before Coach Schnurr says, I'm going to use another timeout. I think he's going to let his players will their way out of this.
That 2 sets to none lead. Thacker serves for Eagle Grove. Here's Eastman for Garrigan. Angling across court, but Middleton right there for the Eagles. Now here's Jeske for the 2-hand push back to Garrigan. Tried to find the back corner, but Bartolo made the lunging save. Ball's near the net. Garrigan can't reach it. 19-17 Eagle Grove.
And he says, that's enough. Time for a timeout. And hands clap. Coach Creighton, everyone on the bench. It's time for a Bear rally here.
Well, I think what Eagle Grove is doing really well right now, Beanie, is they're picking out which players in the Garrigan defense they want to target and kind of take out of the action, and they're doing that. And part of that is serving towards Emmy Bartolo. And why do you do that? Well, if Bartolo has to make that initial pass, it's a little bit more difficult for Garrigan to get the ball back to her with just the 3 hits you have to work with.
Oh, that's a good point. I was going to say that Hoagland, the setter, has not had very many good passes to work with, and then that's just never lets them get a good attack. Meanwhile, Eagle Grove finally getting their attacks in. Boy, if we had the stats up here, the number of errors Eagle Grove made the first 2 sets compared to this third is just not even a comparison. They've made so many fewer mistakes here.
Substantially cleaner. I agree completely with that. And like you said, too, Garrigan does need to clean up the passing game a little bit and give Hoagland some better opportunities. Here's one. Hoagland setting it up for Danker. Danker hammers, but gone underneath it. Guided it out of bounds beyond the baseline. 20-17 Eagle Grove.
You know, everything was good offensively there until the last smack by Danker just sailed a little bit long, but that was a good-looking offensive attack there.
Stunning reversal here in the third set. Peterson receives the serve. Hoagland gets it near side to Eastman. Eastman hammers, drills it off the block attempt, but Eagles keep it alive. Thacker pushes it backward to Birdie. Finds Hoagland up front. Eastman hammers again. Blocked back by the Eagles, but Eastman stays with it and keeps it alive. Hoagland to Eastman. Eastman sends it towards the back row of the Eagles. Thacker dumps it on second contact, but missed out of bounds. Big miss there, and Garrigan down by 2.
There it is, a break. Now Alyssa Hoagland back to serve for the Bears. Experienced player. Lefty serves, been hard to handle by Eagles. Now's the time for Garrigan to get back on top here.
Hoagland serves towards the far side of the court, and a Garrigan ace. Jeske tried to lay off that one, but could not, and it's 20-19.
That's just what the Bears needed there, a little momentum their way. Hoagland delivers.
1-point sets, 20-19. 2-0 Garrigan as far as the sets are concerned. Thacker setting it up. Shield will just push it towards the back row. Birdie pass the front to Hoagland, looking for Eastman near side. Eastman hammers towards the back row. Dug by the Eagles. They overpass though, and it's flushed by Graceland Eastman. We are tied at 20.
And she flushes it with both hands like she's going up for a rebound. Smacks the wrist, slams it down. Whoa, we have got a contest here, Tyler. 20-20, neck and neck.
Hoagland guiding Garrigan back into it. Serve is received in the back row by Anderson. Thacker up front to Shield. Has to punch it at a crazy angle. Hoagland went to get it. And free ball played over by Danker for the Golden Bears. Shield setting up for Middleton. Middleton flying in. Blocked and a Garrigan point. It's Marin and Danker contesting that one. 21-20 Bishop Garrigan. 4 straight points and an Eagle Grove timeout this time. Well, what a well-placed timeout by Coach Schnurr. Beanie Garrigan was down when he called the timeout. Things have changed a little bit since that time. They've cleaned up some of the passing, and boy, just some good contests at the net. Last couple points.
You bet. They had a good timeout. They came out of that timeout by Coach and got a good attack, and I think that they didn't get that point, but I think it got their rhythm back on. And boy, they've been looking sharp and aggressive. Eastman very aggressive at the net on those last 2 points, and that really I don't want to say the term frightens, but it definitely intimidating when you've got someone smacking the ball down like that in the front row.
21-20 in favor of Bishop Garrigan now, set number 3. Eagle Grove had gotten back ahead 19-17, but Golden Bears switching that around. Played over on second contact by Thacker for Eagle Grove. Marin set is near the net. Danker over the block on the attack, though. Marin tries to hit it back over, and she does. Dug out by the Eagles. Here is Middleton. Big attack, drills it off of Bartolo. We are tied at 21. First 2 sets were all Garrigan, 25-12 and 25-9, but we are coming right down to the final points in the third set. Remember, you've got to win by 2. That may become a factor here as Middleton goes back to serve. 11 aces, leading Eagle Grove on the season. Has not spent a ton of time serving tonight, though. Garrigan's got her off that line. Eastman receives the serve in the center of the court. Hoagland back sets for Danker. Danker hits cross court and missed out of bounds towards the Eagle Grove bench. Eagles back ahead, 22-21.
Well, I don't know how many sets have gone the distance for Garrigan, but it doesn't sound like many. This is probably their first tight spot.
We'll see how the Golden Bears handle the pressure here. Trying to finish it in 3 sets, but Eagle Grove not letting it go easily. Middleton long serve. Golden Bears communicate, and it goes out of bounds. Nice job in the back row by Garrigan, yelling to stay away, and a service there ties it.
And that has been Middleton's struggles all night. She's been hitting it too far. Bears get the freebie there. Now Danker's hit a few too far as well. Can she get her serve in?
Danker, an aggressive server for Bishop Garrigan. How aggressive will she be here? Tied at 22. Danker sends a twisting serve that time to the far side. Nice job by Edwards to play that, and Shield hits the free ball over to Garrigan. Dug in the back row by Danker, gets it up front to Hoagland. Here's the Eastman attack. Little half swing that time as Eagle Grove is able to deflect it. Now Edwards the other way. Blocked by the Golden Bears. Marin and Borman right there to contest, and it's 23-22.
Those two seniors are really working together on their blocks. Tough to get. You got to get the footwork right next to each other. You don't want to step on each other's ankles. Nice job by the two seniors.
Yeah, boy, did they time that one. Now Danker shoots a rocket over to Edwards. Up front to Shield, who will push it over for Eagle Grove into the back row. Danker goes to get it, finds Marin, tipped over by Hoagland. Garrigan tiptoeing around and keeping that point alive. Now Jeske punches it over for Eagle Grove. Here's Marin and Hoagland colliding. They combine to hit it over on second contact. Jeske setting for Edwards. Set it a bit too far, but it works out. That ball went over the net, and Marin ends up drilling it into the net as we are tied at 23.
A little hesitation there. That was a tough one because about 4 players took a swing at that ball. And it landed out of bounds, and I think the officials are trying to decide who was the last person that touched that. Was that a bear or an eagle? And sided on the Bears.
And I'm not sure the Golden Bears expected that ball to float over the net. I think they thought Eagle Grove was going to be able to get one more hit out of that as we're tied at 23. Here's Eastman with the push towards the back corner. Off the hands of Shield, she misplayed it. Oh, Shield overran the ball, and Garrigan goes up 24-23.
Oh, and the poor young lady, she is frustrated. She was all getting ready to give that to her setter and then maybe put down a big kill. She's done it tonight and just took her eyes off the prize for a second.
She held up the hands immediately. Eastman serve. Middleton overpasses. Here's Hoagland to Marin. Near side to Bartolo, and it's blocked by the Eagles. The rejection ties it at 24.
Wow, what an attack by Bartolo. She hit that ball hard, but hit the ball hard. If the block is there, it's going to ricochet right off. And boy, that number 12 for the Eagles just came up with the best block of her season so far, I'm sure. That was great.
It's the 5'11 senior Natalie Peterson getting credited for that block. And now Michelle Callis serves. Birdie finds Mariner at the drift out a little to get it. Now Bartolo guides the free ball over. Middleton passes near the net. The players joust, and this is going to be a net violation called against Bishop Garrigan. Eagle Grove up by 1. They've got to win by 2. It's 25-24.
Oh, that's a tough one. The Bears just grazed the net. Referee right there to see it, and here's a big serve by a server that came off the bench.
Callis gets the serve over to Hoagland. Marin setting it up. Bartolo hammered, blocks, kept alive by Bartolo. Marin finds Bartolo, pushes it over, and the Eagles are right there with Edwards receiving it. They get it right back to Edwards. Edwards the two-handed push. Bartolo in the middle of the defense to receive it. Hoagland back to Bartolo, tips it over, and it floats in! Emmy Bartolo ties it at 25 with a little finesse.
Boy, there's the competitiveness of Bartolo. She wanted that ball every time. She wanted to dig it. She wanted to set it. She wanted to spike it. She wanted it so bad. She wanted to do it all there, and she makes it happen for the Bears, getting that crucial point. Molly Peterson to serve.
That is taking charge, becoming the head of the state on that point for Bishop Garrigan. Now Edwards sends it towards the back corner. We are tied at 25. Hoagland in the middle to Eastman. She'll push it over from about 12 feet out. Jeske makes initial contact for the Eagles. Flying in, big attack, and a miss by the Eagles. Peterson just missed off to the right out of bounds, and it's set point Garrigan.
Lands right in front of Coach Wiley's feet. Easy call, out of bounds. Can Molly Peterson end it for the Bears?
26-25, Peterson on the serve. Center of the Eagle Grove defense. Thacker setting it up. Edwards tips it over, and it drops in right down the line for Edwards, and we're tied again at 26.
Oh, the senior Peterson served it, and then she came up and laid out trying to save that one, but no dice, and here we go.
Now Holly Anderson, a sophomore for Eagle Grove, one of the 3 sophomores on their varsity roster. 26-26 tie. Serve finds Birdie in the back row. Delivers to Hoagland. Now it's pushed over by Bartolo. Jeske digs for Eagle Grove in the middle. Here's the big hammer and the finish. Natalie Peterson puts Eagle Grove up by 1, 27-26.
Well, the senior Peterson getting a good attack there on that volley. The first set by Hoagland might have been a double hit. Hoagland wears a lot of emotions on. She had a grimace as she knew she got away with one.
Holly Anderson on the serve. And that's trouble for Garrigan. That's trouble, and they've got to get the free ball over, and they do miraculously to keep this set alive. Middleton attacks. Diving save by Birdie. Ball's near the boundary. Bartolo keeps it in. Has pushed over by Eastman. Golden Bears playing big-time defense. In the middle, tipped over. Ball bobbles around, and Hoagland able to knock it over on second contact as Peterson couldn't put it down. Peterson tries again with a push. Birdie right there for the Golden Bears. Hoagland finds Borman down the line. Middleton bumps. Collision on the Eagle Grove side, but they get it back over, but it's guided out of bounds. Middleton had a couple cracks at it, but she missed out of bounds, and we're tied at 27.
Wow, two incredible saves by the Golden Bears on that volley. Brooklyn Birdie somehow, there was a must hit over the net free ball that she got over, and Bartolo with another incredible save.
Golden Bears refusing to say die. It's not over until all the points are counted up. We're tied at 27. Golden Bears almost mishandled that ball, and Hoagland gets a free ball over from deep in Garrigan territory. Now Peterson tips it over. She spun it off the block. 28-27 Eagle Grove. What a third set by Natalie Peterson.
Wow, back and forth, back and forth. It looked like it was going to be a runaway match-ending set win for Garrigan earlier. The Eagle Grove coach is pumped. Everyone's pumped.
Now here's Merla, who's had great success serving for Eagle Grove. All kinds of troubles for Bishop Garrigan. Danker on the attack, and it's long. It's long, and Eagle Grove survives the third set. 29-27 Eagles, and we're going to the fourth set. Timeout on Home Country Radio, KLGZ.
High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio, brought to you by these fine sports club members.
Central Financial Group, where you belong.
Down to Earth Tree Service, your local Algona Tree Service.
Styles Salon, your salon in Algona. Create yourself.
Farm and Home Services. View their listings at farmhomeservices.com.
Holmes Animal Clinic, animals large and small. They love them all.
Dance Connection and Tumbling by Michelle. Passionate about teaching, creative about dance. Visit their studio or danceconnectionbymichelle.com.
All bringing you this ball game.
Well, for the first time since the 2012 season, Eagle Grove has taken a set from Bishop Garrigan, but they still have more work to do to win the match. Bishop Garrigan leading 2-1, but a dramatic 29-27 win in the second set by Eagle Grove. Beanie, great defense played by Eagle Grove's Natalie Peterson, had a couple of great attacks, a couple of great blocks, really kind of built a wall in that front row and provided Eagle Grove with some tremendous energy.
Yeah, going back to that one block she had, I think it was Bartolo that wound up for just a huge hit. And it just hit perfectly off of Peterson's, her hands. And boy, that whole team was just so excited for that senior for Eagle Grove. And that just gave them tremendous momentum.
So Eagle Grove, they're 1-8 on the season. That one win was against West Hancock, but now a little momentum after Garrigan really blew them out the first couple of sets. Eagle Grove may have found a better formula, a much cleaner third set, a lot less unforced error. And Beanie, we probably saw the 5 longest points of the night all during the third set just because the two teams made less errors during that time.
Boy, you see that in volleyball when there's a good match going. Neither team, you get a score like 23-22, something in that arena. Nobody wants to be that one, and it's amazing how much better everybody gets. And I always want to say, why don't the girls just play like that all the time? I mean, they're playing so well on those final points of that match or that set. They just got to keep that up all the time. Now, if you can, you got to ask who's gonna fold first, who's gonna break.
2-1 in favor of Bishop Garrigan. Kennedy Thacker offers up the serve. Birdie dives, overpasses, and it works out for Garrigan. An overpass went right to Middleton, but she hits it into the net. 1-0 Bears.
Good dive by Birdie, sacrificing the body. She's got knee pads on, but they're not on her knees. Oh, I see that seems to be a trend with a lot of the Garrigan girls. There were a lot of knee pads, but not on the knees.
1-0 in favor of the Golden Bears as Hoagland serves far side of the court. Jeske receives it. Thacker setting it middle of the shield. Big hammer, but a little bit too big, and it's out of bounds. 2-0 Golden Bears. Of note, Beanie, our two baseline officials will switch spots here.
Yeah, is that a rule, or are they just doing that because they want different views of the gym maybe?
Yeah, it goes to show how observant I am. I'm not actually sure if they decided that or if they had to. Garrigan's played some 3-0 matches so far this year, so we just haven't seen the fourth set as ball is guided out of bounds by the Bears. Eagle Grove gets a point on the board, 2-1.
Well, the Garrigan and Eagle fans, being entertained with some good volleyball here, at least some exciting volleyball. And the student section for the Bears, of course, entertaining as always.
And whistle. And Garrigan was in motion at that serve.
Yeah, I don't think they were quite set the whole thing started. The whistle blew, and they weren't quite where they wanted to be. Got caught moving around.
That'll tie things up at 2 apiece. One of those calls has gone on each team so far tonight, as Middleton will await the ready to go. 2-2 tie, set number 4. Middleton for Eagle Grove, serving left to right. Eastman makes initial contact. Hoagland back to Eastman. Eastman drills it, and Eastman gets the kill.
Middleton saying that ball hit the pole. All the Eagles say that one hit the pole, but that pole would be jiggling if it did.
So Bears will get the serve back. It'll be Danker. Danker sends a rocket ball into the back row. Eagles let it go, and that's in. That is in for an ace. 4-2 Golden Bears.
Another close call for Coach Wadley. Right on the line. Couldn't get any closer. Tyler, did you see that football play in the Ravens game?
Oh, yeah, where the
Wow.
ball was out of bounds by the tip of a toe as Danker delivers another ace into the near side corner. 5-2. Couple close plays there. That was a little easier call for Coach Wadley. I don't know if any call is going to be close as that potential game-tying touchdown that was overturned with the foot out of bounds.
Well, the NFL is in season and is exciting.
Low serve to the back row, dug by Middleton that time, but her pass is going nowhere. And it's 6-2 Golden Bears, and Danker building a ton of momentum serving.
Boy, she's got some power. Here she goes again.
Well, NFL season's in action, college football's in action. I know being filled in this afternoon at the station as Shield punches it over for Eagle Grove. Danker gets it up to Hoagland for Garrigan. Near the net, it's Eastman. Eastman able to flip it over. It's pushed back by Jeske for Eagle Grove. Now Marin to Eastman. Eastman drills it home for the kill.
Well, Eastman, you can see some determination on her face between the points. And she was basically saying, oh, I've had enough. I'm turning this on.
And a timeout by Eagle Grove. Well, a point I was making there, Beanie, before that exciting volley was you filmed at the station today, which means you get to do throwback at 3 hours during our afternoon on KLGA 92.7, all the throwback music. I was telling you earlier, I'm surprised I didn't hear the Cyclone fight song on repeat for an hour long.
You know what? I should have done, but as a good fan, I don't want to gloat. Plus, if you look at the historical record between the Cyclones and Hawkeyes, I can't gloat too long because the record is in favor of the Hawkeyes. But yeah, what an incredible win. As a Cyclone fan, we're not used to that. We're used to that field goal missing. That happens a lot. But when that field goal went through, that's a pretty joyous moment for all Cyclone fans.
All right, Beanie, well, congratulations on making both fan bases mad at us. First, the Hawkeye fans are mad. Oh, you're going to bring up that game. Now the Cyclone fans are mad at you for pointing out the overall series record. So both sides are now angry at us.
I aim to displease.
Oh, the serve goes out of bounds, and that'll be an error for Danker, but had a couple of aces and got Garrigan up 7-3.
Well, Tyler, it does seem like all the sports are happening. We're here in the gym. Every fall, it always feels like everything has to happen all at once in the month of September.
Well, a diving receive of the serve by Bishop Garrigan, and Eagle Grove won't get this one back over 8-3. And, of course, MLB postseason's coming up. Will the Twins be a part of it? They're falling apart at the seams at the end of the season.
They are, but right now they hold on to the last AL wild card by a shred of pride.
That is about as generous as it'll get. Barely a shred as there's a hammer by Eagle Grove, and it goes over for Jeske. That ball rolled along the top of the net all the way to the boundary, and it was touched by Garrigan.
Boy, if Jeske tried to redo that all night, all day tomorrow, I don't think she could ever get it to spin like that and just crawl along the top of the net. Wow, that was impressive. Well, Tyler, with all these sporting seasons going on, are you going to have time to run?
There's always time, my friend. There's no such thing as not enough time. There's just not up early enough.
Not up early enough. Oh, boy. Well, sleep is important.
Yes.
I have some news for you.
We will hear the news after this point as Callis serves for Eagle Grove. Bartolo attacks for Garrigan. Down the line, and she finds the corner. 9-4 Bears.
According to the 24/7 sports media that tells us everything about our favorite teams, Carlos Correa is having much improvement on the plantar fasciitis that has been keeping him out of the lineup for the Minnesota Twins, an injury that you have dealt with. So were you helping the Twins out, giving Carlos some advice?
Oh, man. Maybe one of the non-trash banging players I would help out, but not Carlos. As Hoagland can't get the ball to Borman, and Eagle Grove makes it 9-5.
Oh,
that is a...
You are just like 9/11. Never forget.
Well, Eagle Grove down 9-5 right now. I'll say this. That is an injury that seems to bug endurance athletes especially, but that's a tough one for someone like Correa to shake off. Justin Herbert for the Chargers who's dealing with that. That is a persistent injury. So obviously, all joking aside, Correa hopefully ready to go for the Twins as Thacker tries to dump it over on second contact, but sends it right into the net. 10-5 Golden Bears.
Well, meanwhile, there's a volleyball game going on, and after the excitement of set 3, where it was incredible down-to-the-wire finish, the Bears seem to be back in rhythm and walking away with this one.
They're up by 5 right now. That's as far ahead as they got in set number 3 as the overpass by Eagle Grove landed on the sideline. That is in.
Wow.
It's 10-6.
Bartolo was just 100% sure that that thing was going out of bounds. She held the rest of her team back, and amazingly, that ball just caught a errant current in the air or something and snuck back in and hugged the line.
Yeah, which way is the AC blowing in this gym? That may have impacted that ball as Merla serves back row. Peterson makes initial contact, finds Hoagland. Back to Eastman, who will push it towards Merla in the backside corner. Now it's Middleton attacking from her left side. Can't put it down, though. Hoagland sets too close to the net. Eagle Grove tries to flush it, and a point for the Eagles. Bartolo got her hand on that ball, and it's 10-7.
Well, if you're here in the gym, you can see that Hoagland is just frustrated with herself. Her sets are not going as well as she is trying, and she might be trying a little too hard right now.
10-7 Bears, and Merla serves into the net. Now 11-7 Bishop Garrigan.
And sometimes that happens, Tyler. You know, you want to do better because you're not playing that great with your sets in this case, and you just try so hard and nothing goes right after that.
Bartolo aims the serve towards the far side as Jeske makes initial contact. Shield punches it into the Garrigan back row. Here's Hoagland, near side to Eastman. Eastman hammers it, crawls over the net. Kept alive, though, nicely by Thacker for Eagle Grove. They'll send the ball back to Bishop Garrigan's Birdie, who is the lone player in the back row that time. And now Hoagland bumps it over back to Eagle Grove. Merla up front to Thacker. High set. Middleton threw a changeup to the Garrigan side and gets the kill. Middleton took a huge swing, and that ball just kind of floated over and threw the timing off.
Yeah, boy, that was an interesting volley. All the players right now, I dare say, I don't think these teams have played a lot of 4-set matches. I think there's been a lot of sweeps. Well, all of them sweeps so far for Garrigan, yes?
Yes, and really very similar story for Eagle Grove. Not a whole lot of 4-set matches as Garrigan overpasses, and the overpass ends up working out. Goes right out the hands of Merla, and usually overpassing is a bad thing, but both teams have gotten points out of that this set. 12-8 Garrigan.
Well, it could be that as hard as these girls practice, both teams, I'm sure, are hours of practice. This is kind of uncharted territory for game exertion.
Hoagland serving now for Garrigan. Jeske attacking down the line. Hoagland got her hands under that ball. Now Marin. Now Danker. And Danker overhits that one. That one almost out of bounds to the basketball baseline, and it's 12-9.
Yeah, and as you know, we have seen time and time again, there's just something different about game speed and practice speed, or maybe game effort and practice effort, no matter what coaches do or what players try. You know, you see it in football. Players cramp up when they never cramp in practice. Runners, I'm sure, get tired or run too much high of a pace and then tire out.
Hoagland setting it up for Danker, blocked back by Eagle Grove. Garrigan, nice job keeping it alive, and they get the ball back over to the Eagles. Jeske flies in and punches it into the back row and drops it in. Jeske points towards her bench and laughs, and it's 12-10 now.
Well, Jeske's been getting better this whole match. Like, she started a little rough, wasn't getting her spots, and now she's doing a nice job all around here for the Eagles.
Here's Middleton again. Back down to a 2-point set after Garrigan was up by 5. Eastman with the hammer, and Eastman able to put it down. 13-10.
Yeah, that was Eastman versus Jeske, and Eastman gets the better of it. Jeske was up. She's got a good vertical. Got both hands on it, but it just went right down her front feet and then floor.
Yeah, Eastman really combines the height and the vertical. Sometimes you get the tall players who can't jump. That is not Eastman, as Eastman's able to crawl one over the net and drop it in. 14-10.
Well, that was the sly of Eastman right there. Like that ball was going over, and she saw an opportunity that she could just sky and knock it straight down as opposed to let it go to her passer.
Danker's serve has Eagle Grove a little bit crossed up here. They'll have to settle for a free ball towards the back row. Danker guides Hoagland out of bounds towards the right side now. Marin from just inside the attack line. Too strong on that attack, out of bounds. 14-11 now.
Too much power for the powerful Marin from the softball season. We like that power when she's hitting how many home runs? Many.
I think it was 6 this year. Hopefully it was multiple. Only overshadowed by Abby Capacious. 2 of the best home run hitters in the top of Iowa Conference, both on the Golden Bears on that conference title team. Here's Jeske punching it over and dropping it in. Jeske threw a changeup at the Golden Bears, and it's 14-12.
Well, the Bears weren't going to let that ball hit the floor. About 3 different players all went for that ball, but right in the middle of all of them finds the hardwood.
And Eagle Grove has made an adjustment. It seems they've realized how aggressively Garrigan tries to block these attacks, and they're starting to throw a little more junk over and try to change the speeds as the serve is sent out of bounds by Schild to make it 15-12.
That one was way out. All right, so Coach Schnurr really encouraging his team now. I think he feels this is a time to rally here. Eastman serving, Birdie and Hoagland in the back row with her.
Eastman serves towards Middleton. Middleton's pass goes way out of bounds, and Edwards has to back off. Otherwise, she would have gone face first into the bleachers. 16-12 now.
And there is such thing as pace in volleyball. He's Coach Schnurr imploring them to keep moving. Let's keep this ball going. Let's get fast points, fast serves.
The ball has energy as Eastman serves to Middleton. Middleton, big overpass into the Garrigan back row. Birdie finds Hoagland. Bartolo hammers the attack off the block. Point for Garrigan. They pointed the wrong way initially, but that is definitely a Garrigan point. 17-12.
This has been a good lineup tonight. You've got the two seniors, Marin and Borman, in the front row, along with Bartolo as the outside hitter.
And Middleton lets that ball go out of bounds. 17-13 now as Eastman has the service there, but she'd been struggling a little bit in the back row, getting a good pass to her setter, and guided them out of bounds a couple of times, and Garrigan trying to capitalize on it on that little streak of points.
Well, just a 4-point lead, so not insurmountable, but as Garrigan creeps closer and closer to 25, the pressure will mount on the Eagles.
Leaning back and serving is Callis. Marin puts it over on second contact and finds the back corner. Past the diving attempt of Middleton. A high IQ play by Marin to make it 18-13.
Yeah, great vision. Saw that whole back line open. Middleton was the only player back there. She had to cover the whole floor, so Marin could pick either corner. She chose the closest one. Molly Peterson, senior, here to serve on senior night. Maybe she can take us out. 7 points away.
18-13 Bishop Garrigan. Merlo off the diving dig. Ball goes back to the Garrigan side, and Hoagland can't quite reach it. She had to jump up for that in the front row, and the ball was just a bit over her head.
Well, she jumped a little early and tried to climb into that air, but gravity won. She couldn't hang time that long.
Gravity does remain undefeated, Beanie.
I've never, there's no such thing as hang time, right, Tyler? If there is, I've certainly never been able to do any of that kind of hanging.
You're telling me that in your basketball playing days, you weren't dunking and hanging in the air as Eagle Grove delivers an ace.
Oh,
well-placed serve.
What I did was not called basketball. There was no basketball playing days. I'm sure it was amusing to watch me try to play basketball.
Putting that peach in the old peach bucket back in that day.
That is so Ohio.
Anderson with another serve. Ball is near the net. Hoagland tried to jab it over, but Borman is there to help out. Now Peterson tips it over for Eagle Grove. Molly Peterson diving save for Bishop Garrigan, and is pushed over by Emmy Bartolo back to Eagle Grove. Thacker setting it up for Middleton. Middleton aims towards the back corner and can't find it. 19-15 Golden Bears.
Brooklyn Birdie here to serve. The freshman libero. Bears are they're subbing a little late here. Allison Denker runs on for Borman.
Yeah, last minute sub as Birdie serves low and into the net. Service there makes it a 3-point set, 19-16.
Now here has been the Achilles heel for the Garrigan team. Mura serving.
Yeah, Merla. Really the only thing that's really gotten her off the line is she's had a couple of service errors herself, but otherwise Garrigan's had a little trouble dealing with it, is now just gonna have to push one over. Thacker finding Middleton. Middleton hammers. Middleton drills it right into Eastman for a point. 19-17.
Hard attack. Eastman just missed it. Had to put her hands in front of her face to save that one from hitting her face. Almost got it out. Merla back to serve again.
Merla having a great night. Starts up near the basketball baseline, approaches and jump serves. Knuckleball towards Peterson, center of the Garrigan back row. Hoagland to Eastman in the back row behind her. Pushes it towards the corner to Merla. Ball's up front near Middleton. She'll push it down the line. Diving dig by Birdie for the Golden Bears. And now Bartolo able to tip it back over to the Eagle Grove side. Here is Middleton. Middleton, the soft touch. Peterson right there for the Golden Bears. Hoagland, short set. Dumped over by Danker. Can't put it down. And Eagle Grove has a chance here. Schild able to top spin the ball over the net back to the Garrigan side. Hoagland comes near side to Bartolo near the perimeter. And she'll just settle for the push onto the Eagle Grove side. Schild takes a big attack and just missed the baseline. There's a lot of feeling out on that point, and Schild finally went for the big attack, but just missed that back left corner.
Yeah, neither team seemed to want to do the big attack. Everyone was just playing keep away and just volley that ball back.
Bartolo dropping serve, dug out by Jeske. Now here's Middleton. Middleton floats it over the block attempt, and that one drops in. Point Middleton, 2-point set at 20-18.
You know, they found themselves in this position in the last game, both teams, and it was the Eagles that rallied here. Garrigan seems a little discombobulated at these 2018 spots.
Trying to find a way to finish here in the fourth set. Hoagland in the middle to Danker, curves it into the back row. Merla almost collided to Thacker. It's tipped over by Schild, and she somehow got it to drop. 2 Golden Bears are right there, but Schild put a little English on it, and it's 20-19. Time out Bishop Garrigan, as we'll keep it right here. Well,
Put it a little English on it. Is that what you learn in English class? That must be what you learn. That's what I've always wondered what they do in there.
You tell me, you're the teacher.
I'm a science teacher. I know what we do in the science world. The English room, I stay out of there.
So it's like a totally other planet. You're not communicating with the English teachers. There's not murmurs in the teacher's lounge about what the lesson plan is for the day.
Oh, no. We Bill Belichick. We do our job. That's what we do here.
Cover your mouth with your clipboard as you're reading out the lessons to the class.
We would all do well to take English all over again, Tyler. Make us all a much better person at all of our jobs. All right, here we go.
Well, Eagle Grove was down by 5 in the third set. They came back to win 29-27. They're down by 5 at one point here in the fourth set. Now they're only down by 1. Eagle Grove is serving. Bishop Garrigan's attacking. Eastman hammers it through the back row. 21-19 Golden Bears.
A little big power there by Eastman. She has been a difference maker all night. Definitely the hardest hitter on the floor. Her and Bartolo have been hitting well all night. They just got to start putting some points together. Hoagland to serve.
Hoagland is giving Eagle Grove some trouble here. The left-hander serve, though, is well played this time. Here's Jeske flying in for the attack, and Garrigan can't block it. It stayed on the Golden Bear side in spite of the best effort, and it's 21-20.
Oh, Marin and Danker were there for the block. I think it hit Marin's left hand and then went down towards the floor, and she tried to pry that thing back up.
Now Middleton, down by 1. Eastman up front to Hoagland, stays out of the net, goes back to Eastman. Two-hand push over the net. Thacker to Middleton in the back row, now flying in. Edwards for the attack, doesn't go down though, as Bartolo's right there. Eastman from the near side, hammers, and Eastman with the kill. 22-20.
I think it's Gracelyn Eastman is going to say, okay, we've got to win this right now. Both of the last 2 sets, Garrigan started off going up big, and Eagles claw their way back in, and now timeout.
So Eagle Grove wants a timeout. 22-20 your score right now as Bishop Garrigan leads here in the fourth set. But first 2 sets looked like Garrigan was going to run away. They won 25-12 and 25-9. But last 2 sets, some good experience for the Garrigan team, finishing close sets. You know, I'm sure Coach there would have liked a 3-set sweep, but I'm sure there's part of him also that likes to play 2 close sets here, really get some experience, you know, at the end, trying to win those final couple points, which are obviously the most hotly contested points.
Yeah, they're going to have to find out how to put these games away. I mean, they were up big earlier in this set too, but they get to those upper teens of points and they just seem to kind of hesitate for a second because they're not used to winning. They're not used to putting those games away. So, yeah, they have get used to it right now. They need to put this one away and then remember that feeling for the next time they find themselves in this situation.
Danker will be the one to serve for the Golden Bears, trying to put it away, up 22-20. Set number 4 as the Golden Bears lead 2-1. Merla's pass up to the front finds Edwards. Now Schild hits it over at an odd angle into the Garrigan back row. Here's Eastman pushing it into the center of the Eagle Grove defense as Thacker's there for the dig. Dumped over on second contact by Jeske. Golden Bears play it. Punched over by Eastman. Diving save by Eagle Grove. Now it's Edwards from the far side. Edwards hits it into the middle of the Garrigan defense, and we've got the net waving around, and Garrigan will lose a point here, 22-21.
Oh, so close. Garrigan, once again, not getting a lot of good attacks there. Both teams just content to volley the ball over and wait for the other team to screw up. And it seems to be a good strategy for both teams tonight.
Eagle Grove down by just 1 as Thacker's back to serve. 1 step towards the near side of the court, and she'll walk up and send it over to Garrigan. Bartolo makes initial contact. Hoagland has to come way out towards the back row to collect that ball. Eastman attacks, but it doesn't go down. Eagle Grove scrambling though, and Peterson plays the free ball over to Bartolo. Hoagland floats it near side to Eastman. Eastman swings, doesn't go down though, and the ball deflects out of bounds. Eagle Grove ties it at 22.
Garrigan got a pretty good attack there by Eastman. I don't think she thought it was going to be a set, but it came right into her wheelhouse. She got a good hit on it, but good defense by the Eagles, and we're tied.
22-22 again. You've got to win by 2. Twisting serve by Thacker. Birdie plays it in a miscommunication. Borman and Hoagland caught looking at each other, and Eagle Grove's up by 1.
Yep, and both Borman and Hoagland frustrated, not at each other. I think they just want that one to do over, and no do-overs when it's moving this fast.
Now Eagle Grove injecting a little pace. Shield dropping serve. Eastman pops it straight up in the air. Hoagland finds Eastman right back, and she hammers it into the net. Eagle Grove point, 24-22, and they're on the brink of forcing a fifth set.
Wow, Tyler. I didn't. The way this set started, would never have predicted we'd be here at 24-22, Eagles on top.
Garrigan, again, they were up by 5 at one point. End-over-end serve. Eastman hits it straight up into the air. Hoagland right back to Eastman. Eastman sends it into the back row. Middleton up to the front of Thacker, flying in Jeske, and Garrigan's going to get a point. I believe that was 2 hits, and it was against the setter Thacker, and it's 24-23.
There we go. We'll take that break. Sometimes you need a little bit of break to get away with these close games. Now Garrigan can score here and tie it up. They're down 1.
Now the spotlight goes on Graceland Eastman. The Garrigan sophomore sends the serve near side to Merla. Good pass up front to Thacker. Sets it up for Jeske, who will just float it over. Marin makes initial contact in the front row for Garrigan. Now Hoagland to Bartolo, pushing it back row to the Eagle Grove side. Jeske dumps it on second contact. Hoagland has to range over to far side to get it. And then Marin has trouble collecting the ball on Eagle Grove. They take the set, 25-23. Well, folks, you wouldn't have believed it. Garrigan started up 2-0 in cruise control, and the second, or make that the third and fourth set, both go Eagle Grove's way, so we're heading to the fifth. It's coming up next on KLGZ Home Country Radio.
My fellow Iowans, this fall we all have a choice to make. A choice between 2 options that will determine the direction we take in the future. Our decision is a testament to our commitment to being actively engaged, to making our voices heard, and to standing up for what we believe in. This fall, will you choose Algona football on KLGA or Bishop Garrigan football on KLGZ?
Algona football on KLGA.
Garrigan football on KLGZ.
Algona football on KLGA.
Garrigan football on KLGZ.
High flying offense.
Hard hitting defense.
The aerial attack.
Ground and pound.
The hurry up.
Controlling the clock.
Man coverage.
Zone coverage.
Turf.
Natural grass.
Pizza.
Wings.
I promise to deliver football to the people every Friday night with pregame beginning at 6 o'clock. This week, Algona takes on Esterville Lincoln Central, and it's Bishop Garrigan against North Iowa.
Back here on Home Country Radio, KLGZ, and at the Algona Radio YouTube stream. There's a lot of smiling on the Garrigan side for the first couple of sets tonight, but not a whole lot of smiles coming out in between this set. Garrigan has dropped back-to-back close sets. They've let leads slip away against Eagle Grove, and now we're tied at 2 apiece. Beanie first one to 15, and that'll be the deciding factor here in the fifth set.
Well, silver lining for all of us fans in the gym. It's exciting. We don't see a lot of volleyball matches in high school go 5, and this fifth set is always usually filled with lots of excitement because you're in just a race to 15 and there's a lot of intensity. There's some intensity coming out of the student section right now. They're getting a little rowdy over there. Really well attended by the student section at Garrigan tonight. And most of the football team, they want to see a Bear victory, and they're getting a little angry over there.
Yeah, student section packed tonight. Well, Eagle Grove trying to do something they haven't done in a long time. The Eagles have not won a top of Iowa West match against a team besides West Hancock since 2018 when they beat Belmont Clemmy. So they've beaten West Hancock several times since 2018, but they've not beaten any other top of Iowa West teams in a conference match since that time. So they're on the brink of doing that. They're on the brink of breaking a losing streak to the Golden Bears that dates back to 2012. But again, if you're the Golden Bears, if you start quick here, it's much better in the fifth set. Again, first one to 15. So if you get up 10-5 like you did last time, you're going to be in a great spot. But Eagle Grove will serve first with Kennedy Thacker serving to Birdie. Ball going backwards. Peterson goes over to get it, and Hoagland plays the free ball towards the far side. Merla up to the front to Thacker, sets it up. Middleton flies in, attacks. Ball deflected. Garrigan kept it alive, and Eastman gets it back over. Thacker sends a sealing ball over to Jeske. She flips it over with the fingertips. Eastman attacks the other way. Ball goes into the net. Eagle Grove won't get this one back over. Garrigan 1-0.
Well, they've gotten the first point of all 5 sets tonight. Can they keep the momentum going? I'll tell you, the Garrigan girls' faces look serious. They look focused. The Eagles' faces look lighthearted and easygoing.
Left-handed serve by Hoagland. Merla cuts across in the back row to make the play, and then Jeske bumps it back onto the Garrigan side. Bartolo looks for Hoagland, comes back to Eastman. Eastman, big right-handed swing, and she gets the kill, 2-0.
So, of course, as a coach, you never know what is best for your team. Do you want them to have constant game faces and seriousness, or do you want them to have smiles and lightheartedness? You never know how your team's going to play.
Hoagland delivering the serve for Garrigan. Merla receiving for Eagle Grove. Jeske floating it over the block attempt. Dive by Hoagland, but the ball goes into the net. Eagles on the board. It's 2-1 in the 5th set.
Well, good start for the Bears. They do seem focused now. Their team huddles, all high fives. They look like they mean business.
Well, I pointed this out earlier, but I'll reiterate it again. Eagle Grove realizes that Garrigan is really aggressively trying to block attacks at the net, and I think their coach told them, hey, don't just attack right into the block and get yourself blocked. Try to just float it over, send some junk to the Garrigan side, and they've done just that. They're not letting Marin and Danker pile up the blocks anymore as this goes on, as Hoagland guides the ball out of bounds, and we're tied at 2.
Hoagland's left-hand attacks have been great tonight. That one just goes out a little bit, 2-2. This might be a long one.
Again, even though this is a 15, you've got to win by 2. Eastman receives the serve. Hoagland comes near side to get it, finds Eastman again. Eastman takes a good hack at it, but it doesn't go down, and then Eagle Grove miscommunicates this time. Jeske and Merla look at each other as the ball drops in.
You know, you said something the last set that I really appreciate. You reminded me that Eastman is a sophomore. I keep looking out there and think, oh, she's tall. She does not look like a sophomore.
Danker got the top spin on that service. It crawls over and drops in for an ace.
And even though she's just a sophomore, Eastman, showing some leadership out there on these attacks.
You know, for as inexperienced as Garrigan is, they have a lot of upperclassmen on the roster, as here's Edwards on the attack, dug in the back row, nicely by Danker. Hoagland tries to bump it near side to Eastman, but it's off target, and it's 4-3 in favor of Garrigan. But you've got Eastman, a sophomore, and Birdie, a freshman on the varsity roster. Everyone else, juniors and seniors, but not a lot of varsity playing experience amongst those juniors and seniors.
Right, yeah, that's a good point, Tyler. Hoagland tried to do a bump set on the last one. That's a high degree of difficulty there. She almost got it.
Eastman to Birdie, now Bartolo floats one over to the Eagle Grove side. Middleton finds Thacker up front, back sets for Jeske. Jeske tips it over and almost caught Marin, but got it back to the Eagle Grove side. In the middle, Peterson for Eagle Grove, hits it over to Garrigan. Hoagland made initial contact. Marin hits a ceiling ball as Bartolo bumps it over to the Eagle Grove side. Thacker setting it up for Edwards. Edwards guides a line drive over to the Garrigan side of 2 hands. Now Eastman angles across court. It deflects, and it's off the hands of Edwards for a point.
Good decision by Eastman. She wasn't going to elevate off the floor and hit that hard, and she made a great decision to hit a good cross-court hit. That was a challenging one for the Eagles to hit. Just made it so that they made the mistake.
5-3 Bishop Garrigan, set number 5, the deciding set, as Eastman is going to deliver an ace. Initial contact was made by Middleton, but that ball went into the Eagle Grove bench and sent the coaches scattering as it's 6-3 Golden Bears.
Well, is there such a phrase as sophomore leadership? Because I think the sophomore Eastman is really taking this one on now.
Yes, and she is entered as a candidate in the player of the match. As we talked about Bartolo a lot early, Danker, but Eastman making an impact. And now Marin and Borman once again have a block. 7-3 Golden Bears.
Oh, they're stretching it out. They're up 4. Timeout by Eagle Grove.
Yeah, I think a good timeout here. Again, 7-3, you feel like, oh, it's early, but at this point, Garrigan is halfway home to winning it here in the 5th set.
That's right, and this has been a really good lineup for Garrigan. Every time they've had Eastman serving, and they've got Elena Borman and Hannah Marin, they block well together in the front row. It's been a really good lineup for Garrigan, and so I can understand why the Eagles wanted to get a timeout. They need to get a side out and get this rotation out of there.
So 7-3 Bishop Garrigan. Priority number 1, get Eastman off the line here serving-wise, as Eastman's been very reliable. Really, you don't see a whole lot of errors coming from Eastman. She might not serve quite as aggressively as some of the Golden Bears velocity-wise, but she puts the ball where it needs to go, and that is what you ask for if you're Coach Schnur and the Golden Bears tonight.
Right, if Eastman doesn't get this serve, you want to get a good attack by Bartolo.
Eastman serves back row. Middleton hits a ceiling ball, and it's an ace.
Yeah. I just had a feeling that serve was going to go Eastman's way. You could just feel that ace coming in. The sophomore is really going for it on these serves.
Bishop Garrigan taking advantage of this Eagle Grove lineup. This is just the spot in the rotation Eagle Grove doesn't want to be in, as Eastman serves a little too strong that time for an error. 8-4 now.
Yeah, that's a risk when you're really going for those aces. Much easier to hit that ball out. Still got Bartolo hitting on the outside in the front row. A good serve receive here and a nice set to Bartolo. The Bears can get that serve right back.
The senior Callis for Eagle Grove leans back and serves. Hoagland makes the play near side, finds Marin, now to Bartolo, floats it over the top. A couple of Eagles bump into each other. There's a convocation by the net for the Eagles, but they get the ball back to the Garrigan side anyways. And now a misplay by Garrigan. They tried to set for Bartolo, but that ball was towards the net and away from Bartolo as it's 8-5. So 8-5 Garrigan, set number 5. Callis will reset herself on the far side of the court this time. She'll send a floater towards the back row, received by Birdie. Marin sets it up in the middle. Borman and Bartolo run into each other. They get it over anyways, though, but one of them may have been in the net that time, and it's a point for Eagle Grove, 8-6.
Oh, just barely grazed that net, but it just depends if that official has eyes on that or not.
Callis again. Callis short serve this time. Marin plays it in the front row. Able to pop it up in the air to Hoagland. Almost guided Bartolo out of bounds. She got it over, but I believe it's going to be 2 hits on Bartolo, and it is 8-7. And this resilient Eagle Grove team battles back once again.
Well, I applaud Garrigan's effort to get that ball to the outside hitter Bartolo. She's great over there, but none of the passes over to her have been something that she can work with.
8-7 Golden Bears. Serve in the back row to Birdie. It deflects backwards. Eastman has to race towards the basketball out of bounds to get it. And the free ball played over by Marin. And it drops in. Everyone on the Eagle Grove team just looked at each other. And it's 9-7 Golden Bears.
Oh, a blunder in the worst way for Eagle Grove. They had all the time in the world to get in position to receive that ball, and nobody took it. The Bear players are as shocked as Eagle Grove players. All 10 players, or all 12 players, just shocked that just happened.
And that has happened a few too many times for Coach Whipple under liking for Eagle Grove as Middleton overpasses to the Garrigan side. Hoagland finds Bartolo. Bartolo, huge swing, and she drills it. 10-7 Bishop Garrigan.
That is what Emmy Bartolo's been waiting for. That one was right on the money. She could wind up and really put that one down with a good footwork on that attack.
Garrigan 5 points away, but Eagle Grove not going away as Peterson serves to Merla. Merla guides Facker near the net in the middle. Peterson for Eagle Grove hammers. It's blocked back and a point for Garrigan. They set up Peterson for the attack, just what they wanted, but didn't quite get the right angle, and it's 11-7.
Yeah, great hit by Peterson, but right into the net. They get called for 4 hits.
So timeout called, and Eagle Grove has used their final timeout. Garrigan 4 points away, 11-7, but again, BD, this is the exact spot or similar spot Garrigan was in the past 2 sets. They were up by a couple of points late. Eagle Grove rallied to win. So if you're the coaches, you're trying to just conjure up that same magic on the Eagle Grove side that you had the past couple of sets.
Yeah, I've been burned twice. Both of the last 2 sets, I assumed Garrigan was going to run away with it. So I don't want to make that same mistake now. They're up 4, and they have 4 more points to get to win this whole match. Molly Peterson serving here in a tight spot for the senior on senior night.
So Garrigan up by 4, little room to work with, but a critical point coming up here. The difference between 12-7 Garrigan and 11-8 Garrigan is going to feel massive depending on how this point goes. Serve goes to Merla, and she swings and misses. A swing and a miss, and it's 12-7 Garrigan.
Another misplay by the Eagles. Merla and Jeske in the back row both kind of thought the other person was going to get it. Not the time to make those errors.
Peterson again, Middleton hits it in the air. Thacker finding Edwards. Edwards hits and she kills. Or did she? Oh, it didn't stay between the posts. It was not between the posts, and that's a Garrigan point. 13-7.
Wow, I thought it went off a block, but you called it, Tyler. It was on the other side of the pole.
Here's Peterson with another serve. This one's dropping quickly. Middleton diving save as she hits it onto the Garrigan side. Now Bartolo takes a big swing, but it's past the back row. And that time Eagle Grove does, in fact, get a point. 13-8.
Yeah, but you got to like Emmy Bartolo going for the big kill there. That would have been exciting. Would have put the Bears at game point. Instead, they're still up 13-8. Nothing lost here. Plenty of room to work.
Holly Anderson will serve, and she'll hope to stay there for a while for Eagle Grove. Anderson serves, Birdie makes initial contact, ball deflects sideways, and Peterson pushes it over. That had Eagle Grove point written all over it, but Garrigan survives for at least for the time being. Middleton, attack doesn't stick. Bartolo attacks the other way, blocked back by Peterson. Bartolo attacks again off the hands of Peterson. Middleton right there on the backup. Now Peterson for Eagle Grove, finds the boundary and it drops in. 13-9 now.
A couple great saves by the Bears in that series by Birdie, Peterson, and the like. Elena Borman had a great dig off of a block. Bartolo hit it so hard into the block, and they rejected it, but Elena Borman right there on senior night to dig that ball right out and keep it going. But here we are, 4 points again, but the best thing this time, Bears only have 2 points to go to win this match.
Well, Coach Schnurr calls the timeout early before this run materializes too much for Eagle Grove. You let a couple more points get in for the Eagles, all of a sudden, 13-11. It's feeling a little bit different, but he wants to take this timeout early. He's going to have one left after this one, and try to short circuit this run right where it is and finish off the night a 3-2 win. Garrigan won the first 2 sets. Eagle Grove took the next 2.
We have seen it has been hard all night for any server to serve more than 3 times in a row. Eagle Grove server's going for her 3rd right now.
Anderson, the sophomore. Garrigan awaiting the serve as the official will give the ready for play. Anderson right hands to the Garrigan side. It's a line drive serve, and it's an ace. Off the hands of Birdie. It's a 3-point set, 13-10.
Wow, Anderson is really answering the bell here for the Eagles. Their back row has been struggling back there with Merla and Jeske, but she is serving well.
Anderson again. That serve goes into the net. A huge miscue that time. Set point, match point, 14-10.
The broadcaster jinx. I said she was serving well. And then the net ball can Brooklyn Birdie for the Bears. Serve it across.
Birdie trying to take it home tonight. 2-2 tie, 14-10 Golden Bears. Birdie. Serve deflects off of Jeske's hands and it's out of bounds. But Golden Bears win. Golden Bears win for the first time this season. Bishop Garrigan is victorious. 3-2. They take the final set 15-10 as Jeske couldn't handle the birdie serve. We'll take a quick timeout. Wrap it up after this on KLGC Home Country Radio.
High school sports on Hometown and Home Country Radio, brought to you by these fine sports club members.
American Glass. For all your glass needs, think American.
Farm Bureau Financial Agents Dade Beisch, Daniel Foth, and Michael Tull.
Chemco Tires. They're all you need to know about tires and service.
Wykert Realtors, the 515 Agency, a fresh approach to real estate.
Grassmasters. Growing satisfied customers.
Iowa Lakes Community College, your community, your college. All bringing you this game on the radio. We've got more sports club members making this broadcast possible on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
Algona Frame and Auto Body. We meet by accident.
Water connection, from softeners to bottled water and service. Call 295-SOFT.
Algona Pizza Ranch. There's so much to love.
Cotton Grave Farm Management and Land Realty, downtown Algona. Trusted for farmland service needs since 1960.
Algona Livestock. Sales every Monday.
Countryside Barbecue Sauce. 2 sauces for all seasons.
All bringing you this broadcast on the radio.
Bishop Garrigan gets in the win column tonight here in Algona, Iowa, as the Golden Bears defeat Eagle Grove 3-2. Bishop Garrigan took the first 2 sets easily, 25-12 and 25-9, but give the Eagles credit. They absolutely battled back, rallying from 5 points down in both the 3rd and 4th sets. Eagles took the 3rd set 29-27, the 4th set 25-23, but ultimately Garrigan led wire to wire in the 5th and final set, winning it 15-10 as beating in that final set. Eagle Grove had a couple of times they looked like they were going to take momentum, but they never got on that big run in the 5th and final set as Garrigan hangs on for the win.
No, they were impressive on sets 3 and 4. Both times the Garrigans were up maybe 5, maybe 6 points, somewhere in the teens, and it looked like Garrigan would run away with it. But the Eagles just would rally, knock off big chunks of points, not in one huge rally and get all the way in it. They just get 3 here, another 2 or 3 there, and the next thing you know, they were right back in it and made this quite an entertaining night of volleyball. Going 5 sets. Been a long time since I've seen a 5-set volleyball match in this gym.
Well, it does go in favor of Bishop Garrigan. They're now 1-7. Eagle Grove falls to 1-9 on the year, and the Golden Bears have now won 25 of their last 26 matches against Eagle Grove. Thursday night, Golden Bears will take on Garner Hayfield Ventura as they hit the road and continue a busy week. And of course, as always, Golden Bears will have football on Friday night as well. You hear that on KLGZ Home Country Radio and the Algona Radio YouTube stream as Golden Bear football takes on North Iowa. But final thought for tonight is just, again, it wasn't always pretty. I think a lot of things to work on if you're the Golden Bears still. You know, certainly you're thinking about you could have finished it off in 3, you could have finished it off in 4. You had opportunities to close and you didn't do it early, but ultimately you did close in the 5th set. And just having that win finally in the books, you just hate seeing a 0 next to your name in the scorebook. And finally having that off the board, I think will relieve some pressure going forward.
Yeah, I think so too. And you're totally right. There were times that weren't pretty, but there were some times that looked pretty good. A couple good attacks there, some incredible saves by the Bear defense. Boy, that it was just a good all-around effort there. But when it was in that Game 5 situation, none of those girls cared if it was pretty or not. They were just anything they can do to get that win, and they got it. So congrats to the Bishop Garrigan Golden Bears tonight.
So whatever it takes, and the Golden Bears do get it done tonight, 3-2 as they defeat Eagle Grove. That will wrap it up for tonight's broadcast. For my partner, Beanie Bodie, I'm Tyler Lance signing off. This has been a sports production of Home Country Radio KLGZ and the Algona Radio YouTube stream as Bishop Garrigan defeats Eagle Grove 3-2.